Hello and welcome to another episode of Don't Trust the Dungeon Master. My name is Alex K and I am one of those players. Welcome to Saturday, April 10th for episode 17 of Galewright Accord.
One-day campaign, woo!
So, anyways, moving on. Welcome to the Galewright Accord episode 17 and our where we last left off. Poor Barney. So, as announcements, I don't know if anyone caught the cliffhanger for yesterday's session of United Strands, but is Elsa going to live or not? Well, doesn't look like he's alive. But anyways, check in next Friday for that answer. And that's all my announcements. Anyone else have an announcement to share? No. All right, cool. Let's move on to Lucky Roll.
Lucky Roll. All right. Do I need to roll even though I know what's gonna happen because I can see the future?
We know. Yeah, Panda's supposed to do the recap this week. Remember?
Yeah, but I'm wondering if that's what the Lucky Roll says.
It really depends on what Lucky Roll says. It could just say layers. This game's gonna be great today.
Natural 20. Yeah, look at Slicky's dice just hovering in midair there.
Dying. It's dying. Oh my god. What is happening?
Let it drop and then pick it back up again.
He had an 18. Okay, never mind. He had a 10.
Alright, what is it? Lucky Roll.
It says middling. I'm done.
The DM, wait, what? This can't be right. Laris, help. Wait, that's right. Panda is this week. Good job offering your services, Panda. Well, there we go.
I know. Thank God, it was a close one this week.
Fair enough.
One of these weeks it's gonna get me. I don't even dictate Lucky Roll.
Yeah, you do. No lies. No lies and slander. Okay, so where did we leave our adventurers last time? We picked up with our adventurers last week. The night after our battle with deserters. Kaven and Owen had turned in, and Arlani decided to, for some reason, pay Henry a visit. Henry was unresponsive. She went down. She was suddenly attacked by the zombie. It almost claimed her life. But she was able to fight back with the help of Malachard. And seeing that the thrall that was under Sebastian's control was no longer so, they worried about where Sebastian had disappeared to, or if something had happened to him. They instead find Nolan, who seems to be not unresponsive, but acting strange. They tried to get the story of what happened through him, waking up the entire party, and Nolan confesses that he attacked the bad Sebastian, which worries Owen. Owen grabs Malachard. They head out to go look for Sebastian. Meanwhile, Kaven, Arlani, and Malachard have a chat with Nolan. No, Malachard doesn't have a chat with them. Outside, Owen and Malachard find blood trail heading into the forest. They follow it and find Sebastian, who is not doing so great. Owen tries to talk him to coming back, but failed. Sebastian has decided not to travel with this group anymore, seeing as they almost killed him. They say their goodbyes, and they return to the cave and confront Nolan. Well, they don't confront Nolan. Nolan's asleep, and they table that till the morning. There is night's sleep. Everyone has a watch except for Kaven and Nolan, but Nolan is woken up by Sebastian's cat, who whispers not insults, but accusations and threats at him in the middle of the night and runs off. In the morning, they confront Nolan about Sebastian, and Nolan says that he thought he was fighting his father, his dead father. This, not excuse, but reasoning is enough for Arlani to see if we can help him. Meanwhile, Caven and Owen take his weapons so he's not a danger. Everyone gets on the boat that morning and heads off into the ocean. They travel for about a day, playing rock, paper, scissors, the most entertaining game there ever was. And the next day, they run into this giant iceberg, this giant created ice with like ships in it, the work of a ice dragon. They sail past it, sailing another day into the night, and take watches once more. But Arlani, during the second watch of that day, working with Barney on mastering his rock, paper, scissors skills, is attacked by a woman using ice powers, and that's where we left off.
Bravo!
Players.
Bravo.
Did I miss anything there?
Are you
I think-
that was the gist of it. Yeah, I covered everything.
no actuallys you want to throw in, or well, you did
I'll be
miss
good. I'll be good.
No, it's not about being good. Panda wants it. Panda wants you to help.
That doesn't sound like he's asking for it. It sounds like you're asking for it.
I would invite any constructive criticism. Let's see, what did I miss?
No, you got most of it, really. Yeah.
Well, most means I missed something.
Yeah, it's possible.
What did he miss, Laris? What poignant information was missed?
I mean, you didn't really talk much about Jade, so
Fuck him.
that's pretty much it.
Fuck 'em.
Everything else was kind of. I mean, we didn't talk about the MVP, the best rock paper scissors player in the world. We did talk about just Barney trying to beat someone at it, but not, Malik and his impervious wall at this game.
Well,
Listen,
that's a simple
broke the
fact
wall.
of the world.
We did. Barney did break the wall.
But anyways, I think we're going to start the session with an initiative roll. But I won't use the tracker. It's just going to be Arlani and this person in military regalia.
Right. So you just put me through full initiative.
And we are starting the scene with Arlani seeing Barney suddenly encased in ice as this woman landed on the banister or the railing in front of them. Her reaction is her mouth begins to open.
17.
And that's when initiative needs to be rolled.
17.
All right. What's your dexterity modifier?
Plus what?
Oh no!
It's not very good.
It is not very... Yes, Mike? I said not for this one.
Look at, he even added that happy D face. Like, you didn't make me roll again. No, we want me to go high. I got a 16, not an 18.
He still lost anyways.
I don't think I made it. If he asked if who has the higher dex mod, that means we tied, and Dragon's probably higher than me.
I would imagine so.
All right, then. At the very beginning, as your mouth begins to open, your hands in the motion of drawing back to let out, the startled Barney. Maybe one hand reaching forward, though your body's pivoting back. I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Is there a reason why I need a con saving throw?
Yes, an effect seems to be happening too that
Oh,
requires
God damn it.
one.
Alright, hold on. That didn't work. Here we go. That's not good! That's a 12.
That is not the best con saving throw. So as you go to scream, the first exhale you make with your breath seems to crystallize and freeze over your head. Everything goes dark. You are grappled by the fate.
She just dashes across the area, or did she use some range mechanic?
She's right up in front of you, and Barney were sitting together talking.
Oh.
She landed on the railing and just first grabbed Barney and then looked over at you. When you spoke, she grabbed you.
Okay. Do I have a turn, or is that it? That was just to determine if she was able to beat me before my screaming?
That's right.
Fuck.
What are you trying to do now that you are encased in ice? Just your head. Only your face, really.
Yeah, well, there'd be a muffled yell of Barney before ice encapsulated over it. Can I see through this ice?
You can, but it's that blurry kind of looking through a car window covered with a thin layer of ice sort of deal.
Where is the way to our allies? Where are they sleeping?
Owen, Wolf, and Kaven are down below in the cabin here. Karn is a jump down at the bottom. Malakard is all the way across the ship at the front. Up at the crow's nest, you can see Malik. And Nolan is at the bottom of the stairs.
Alright, I need to look something up here. Because I just have focal, right?
I would say you don't have...
No, I don't. I mean, all I have is somatic.
Somatic.
Yes. Fuck! It needs vocal.
The vapor from your mouth is basically what froze. You have an ice.
Are there no fucking spells that are just somatic besides counterspell?
I think
it's a
small shield. Shield is also somatic.
Shit. So I
You
can't
could shield this if you want to try shield.
I don't have shield. I'm going to disengage and jump off the side of the railing. Just blindly, I guess, trying to see if I can land on my feet by guessing, I guess.
You splash into the ocean.
What I'm going to need from you first is either an athletics or acrobatics. Your choice.
Well, acrobatics is a +1, athletics is a -1. We'll go with the acrobatics. That's an 11.
You're this godly character.
In depth.
No, I was. Not when I got nerfed.
You know, maybe you guidance yourself first.
That would have been my action, and then I would have... I mean, I could have, you're right, but then I wouldn't be able to disengage.
All right. As you begin to, like, grab onto her arm and try to push yourself back, you can feel her grip sort of tighten. The ice cracks at first, but then immediately just begins to grow more. And she speaks in a hushed tone. You can barely hear it. And she's like, compliance would be the better option. You can see both her hands are kind of like shaking as if she's squeezing not too tight, like she's trying to hold back.
Alright, she's being friendly. As friendly can be.
Or she's just trying to control a much larger amount of strength than she's using right now.
How does Barney look?
He is holding on to her wrist and his legs are flailing. He's off the ground a little bit.
Oh god.
She's got him like lifted in the air?
Yeah.
Huh.
No.
I can't
I need
speak.
one of you
I can't speak.
not to scream. Nod your head if you won't scream.
Can she make an intimidation check against me?
Did you water?
I just wanna see what it. I just wanna.
I want to see how scary she is.
I don't want me to bias it. I want a dice to determine this one.
It was a natural 16. I'm not gonna say your modifier.
Okay.
It's up to you, really.
All right, so Rafani will nod. The block of ice just moves up.
All right, she lowers you to the ground and then takes Barney and pushes him to the deck, and you watch the ice like spread to the deck so that he's basically pinned there. He's still got his face covered. He's still definitely suffocating right now. And
I mean, so are you.
As her grip tightens, you feel the ice sort of crack around your head, but you are still cold. And you are left freezing, and you have to cough up some of the ice.
Right, and I'm restrained by ice, right?
Not so much anymore.
Oh,
He's
okay.
freed you. Her hand slowly lowers, and she grabs her scabbard and looks at you. I need to know what you're transporting. Understaffed ship.
Nothing. Can you please not let my friend die?
Why are so many of you not in regalia?
We aren't part of Zambia.
She looks up at the sail, which is Zambia.
This was a former vessel of theirs. Please, he's going to die. Is he still kicking? Is he still moving?
He is, yeah, he is. It could eventually wake someone. So you have no orders to transport something?
No. We just paid these people to get us across the way. They're not letting vessels through right now. This was one of theirs. Pirates is what they call them.
She reaches over to Barney and sort of drags her thumb across, like, over his mouth, and the ice sort of, like, melts away. And Barney takes it up.
Are you okay, Bonnie? Bonnie?
I just need to know, Barney, what your position is. He is actually sniffling. He's probably got a bit of a cold already from that. Just having his head frozen for a second. We deserted. Deserted. Before you deserted. No, you're just a private. Who captained this ship? Are they still alive? Yes. Very well. I need a new Constitution saving throw from you.
Ooh. 20.
What?
As she says very well, she holds up her hand to you, and you feel that same chill sort of fill your lungs again. But this time, you are able to muster that fire that's sort of in the tiefling blood and push it back. And, her eyes look a bit, like, surprised by that for a moment.
Yeah, so she did something. She made a gesture that looked bad, right?
It was the same feeling as before. She definitely just tried to freeze you again.
Oh my god, what do I do now? Do I yell and wake everyone up? No, I'm terrified of her. That's right.
Well, I mean, that's your choice. You're not under the effects of frightened or anything. It's your choice.
Well, yeah, but that's why I had to do the intimidation.
Seeing it fail, she is gonna try to like reason with you, like, I just need words with the captain and needed to make sure you didn't run. But this is very clearly like she's going to try again if you don't do something. What are you gonna do?
So both of us away, says the captain. Please. She's just gonna. Alani's just gonna cower. Is what she's going to do, right?
Her hand slowly closes as she looks at you. Do not yell.
Yes.
She is going to hop over the railing and down below. And you hear the door to the cabin open. She has left you there.
I'm gonna go over to Barney and fumble out my dagger and just start chipping the ice that's restraining him.
Alright. And Arlani, in typical Arlani fashion, as you're chipping away, stabbing, suddenly blood just starts gurgling out as you stab him in the face. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Everyone dies.
You killed Barney yourself.
It's okay. I'm getting you out.
You do eventually manage to free him.
Are you okay?
Enough so that he can breathe. It's very, very cold.
Right. What do we do? I don't think she's a dragon.
I thought dragons had wings.
Well, I don't think. I think
they were like huge.
What?
And huge. Also scaled.
Yes, but sometimes I think they can have magic and they can change their form.
But like, it wasn't just a woman who lifted me by my face. It was a dragon. You saying?
Yes, and a guy.
Slightly less embarrassing.
Do we wake the others? I mean, I'm gonna try to look over the edge. Is anyone starting to wake at all?
They don't seem to be. No.
What do we do?
Do you think we could take her?
No.
Barney didn't like that reply. Barney will remember that.
Definitely not. No, otherwise I would have ran immediately. I'm gonna look down over the edge again. Do I see any of my allies?
You do see Nolan sleeping at the bottom of the stairs. Oh, and your passive perception's like 16, right? It's pretty decent.
16.
All right, Owen. After some time, your eyes begin to peer open a bit. Something caught your attention, and you see across the room, on the opposite side from you and Caven, the wolf is sort of looking upwards, and a figure seems to be standing over them. It's hard to tell much about the figure, given this long jacket that they wear silhouettes them poorly from behind. But, well, it's very immediately clear to you, someone in your, position, family-wise. This is a military sort of regalia, and a higher one, like an officer's regalia.
My eyes go wide.
She seems to be speaking to the wolf.
Is Caven within punching distance?
He very much is.
I am going to find a piece of flesh and just pinch him awake. Like, I'm trying not to, bring any attention to myself.
Yeah, pinching him.
Right, roll a stealth. With advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
You are by far not the focus of what's happening here, so. Oof.
Oh, I mean, good thing it's
Advantage
an
makes it great.
advantage.
Yeah,
That is a 19.
that's pretty good. All right. You managed to slide your arm up from its maybe cross position across your lap, your sleeping position, and give Haven like a soft grab on the side, just to get his attention. Haven, how loud are you in waking up?
It was soft, like a soft wake
Just
up.
a bit of a pinch, something that you know.
Like it's not like painful, but I am trying to get your attention. I would probably be a bit less gentle than you would expect.
And I'd probably wake up kind of loud, like in a.
Kaven always, every time Kaven wakes up, he always goes, "Who's there?" Right? He yells at full volume.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Also, most of the time I'm waking up though, it's fucking, I'm not just being woken
bad
up.
stuff's
Generally.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Well,
joking
I mean,
about
that's what I did.
Haven, how do you wake up then? I don't want to narrate for you that you scream at the top of your lungs or anything. How do you wake up?
What's going on, Owen? What? Yeah, like a higher to medium tone, like it's decently loud.
No, yeah, well, they're definitely gonna hear that.
The dragon, the woman, turns her head to peer back. What do you want to do? What is your initial thought in this moment? Actually, you know what? Don't tell me. I think we're gonna roll initiative again. I think she always has an initial thought in her moment. So, okay. Owen, Kaven, roll me initiative.
She just opens her mouth, and there's a cone of cold that's blasted in your guys' direction.
Oh, well, that's a 1 for me.
That is a.
Okay, I need to wake up. Nolan.
I believe that's a 19 for me.
Kaven, you do act first. What is your initial intention upon seeing this woman standing over the wolf, who has looked back at you waking up? She's noticed it clearly, and just to give context so that I'm not like, you don't know her intention. Her hand seems to be raising, and you can see the sort of like the essence of like snowflakes and a frosty mist kind of emanating from it. You do notice also that it does seem to just be colder in the room. Your breath appears with every exhale.
I mean, who are you and what do you want? Where did you come from?
You are attempting to speak with her.
Yeah.
These are all questions, but I still think I'd have you roll a persuasion to see if you just seem reasonable enough to maybe speak with first.
Okay, persuasion. Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
Sorry, I'm just checking my mod first. Okay. Oh, great.
I believe in you.
That's a flat 4.
It was almost that 19, right? It teetered.
Man. So much for the initiative roll.
Yeah, as you slightly sit up, and as who are you? What are you here for? It seems her motions are just too fluid to her. That this is her natural reaction, is to start with this sort of movement, and on her turn, which would be next here, she is going to cast the same sort of spell that she always uses.
Okay,
So,
so con
yes,
save.
Haven and Owen, I need con saving
Oh,
throws.
she can do it in
Oh, it
line.
hits both of us. Damn.
Wow.
God damn it!
Yeah, dude, you have proficiency and you failed.
That's a 10 for me.
What about you, Owen?
That's a 10 for me too.
All right. Arlani, you're up top with Barney, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. I just hear the dragon is very strong. And suddenly you hear just the sound of wood breaking, and you see a large like ice like spike sticking out the side of the ship. And this does wake the others.
Someone for stealth.
So she'll like she's not standing, right? She was like kneeling by Barney, and she panic like crawls her way towards the stairs here, right? And then just like yells out, Nolan!
What?
Behind to attack!
I reach down my sword.
It's the dragon in the cabin.
Hold on. I brush off the ice.
I imagine that Malachar probably also hears that too, right? So.
What's going on?
Also, we took your weapons.
I know. They're not there.
But he does have the skull of Father Adams.
He does have the skull of Father Adams. He
That's
didn't take
neatly
that.
packed in my package. Don't worry about that.
It can be used as an improvised weapon.
I will stand up and look over. What's going on?
It's a dragon woman seeing ice.
Dragon or a woman? One or the other.
Like she's just pointing at the icicle that's like jettisoned out of the roof of the top of the cabin or out the side.
Oh, that's not good.
What a Nolan reaction.
Well, I suppose I will go inside.
Malachard, what did you want to do upon being woken?
So the way that I am awoken is the sound of what again?
Wood splintering and shattering as this sudden, crystallization of air and forming into ice happens.
And this is from the other side of the ship.
From the cabin, yes.
I'm just straight up running.
Yeah. Alright, so as Nolan's trying to reason with what's happening, Malachard pushes himself to his feet, using the banister to propel himself forward and begins full sprint across the deck.
Does Karn and Malik, are they like startling awake too? I imagine they would be, right?
Yes. But at this point, we're going to have to do something.
All of us roll initiative now, which is using your.
I'm gonna use the thing.
The thing. At least the villain has no friends this time around.
Well, she rolled a 19.
Oh well, we're dead.
Nice.
All right.
It's been nice knowing you, David.
The first turn passes. Owen, what's your con mod?
+1.
You are in the process of suffocation. It's gonna take a while, though.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is
How
he
many runs do I have?
restrained as well, right? It's restrained or not?
Very much so.
Can he see through the ice, or is it too opaque?
I imagine we're like webbed up against the wall or something, like with ice.
Yeah, that's what I would.
Like I feel like we're almost like out of the ship.
I feel like it's a spear, like a spear of ice just jetting us to the wall or some shit. And...
Yeah, it's like probably fills up almost the entirety of that the building.
Yeah,
right?
just imagine like a hand swipe happening. So then the ice would happen like form like this kind of.
Oh, okay, I got you. Like a wind in a direction.
Yeah. And you guys were here and here when that happened.
Yeah, fair enough. We can. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Allies are gonna go, and Karn is getting himself. Malik slides down the ropes to here, and begins to move in this direction. And that's all of his movement. Barney breathes, and he goes, "Oh, he says we can't beat it."
It's a dragon! It's a dragon! It's a dragon!
All right, and next on the list, Nolan. You were the fourth highest initiative with a -1.
Beautiful. I hobble over to the door.
He doesn't have his walking cane. He has to hobble.
I hobble.
Stripping this old man of his walking cane.
I didn't think we took his cane. We took his mace.
That's his other weapon.
And his sword.
His
No,
cane
that
is his other weapon.
Cane is his weapon.
Yes.
That's correct.
And I push open the doors. Oh.
Entering, you can see, what color of blue did give us use, whatever. This sort of massive kind of claw of ice that kind of drags up the side of the wall and hits these two here.
I definitely identify it as the same thing as what happened to the ships.
And it is very similar in structure. But the Admiral, noticing your entrance, it does look like she just went back to talking to Wolf, who's now standing.
Ah. Hello. I poke her on the shoulder.
What is your intention?
Hello.
You greet her?
Yes.
Okay. I don't. Do I wait till the villain's turn to respond to this, or
Every one of us has basically greeted her in kind.
she just kind of like looks at you for a moment. She looks at you for a moment,
the
like
right thing and I
raises
woke up
her
the
brow.
party.
Could you do me a favor? Pluck my friends from the ice so we can talk real quick. My God. Are they
Roll me a-
suffocating?
Wanna
Hold
roll
on.
me a persuasion?
Typical Nolan persuasion here.
I believe in him.
No, that's not good.
No, another wave of ice this way.
Her brow just furrows, and her reply to all of that is, "I guess I wasn't chosen for my subterfuge."
What? Well, don't worry, it happens to the best of us. Hold on a second. I'll walk over.
All right.
I'll knock on the ice.
Are
you okay in
prepared
there?
for an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. So as you do that, her leg is going to raise, and she's going to try and slam a kick into you. Oh wow, that is terrible. A 10 does not hit you.
No,
She
I
must have
don't
rolled like
have any armor on, and I don't
Oh.
have my shield, so that hits.
I mean, we didn't take your shield.
I'm pretty sure you did.
No,
You
we
just-
did not take your shield.
You
They only
just
took your two
your
weapons.
sword and your cane, I think.
Well, I probably
mace.
wouldn't be wearing my shield. I guess I would. Okay, I have a dex mod of -1, so what's...
Oh god. it'd
Shield
be
plus
10
1, so you'd have an
-1.
11 AC then.
I'd have
If-
11 if I don't have my shield on.
No, if you have your shield.
If you
right?
have your shield on. If you don't have your shield on, that's 9, which would hit you then.
It's on my back, so I'm not gonna have it ready. So I'm gonna play it like a kid.
All right then, you're getting hit by this kick. It's only a kick. It's only a kick.
Sure.
Wow, that is also fucking terrible. You take 5 damage, 5 bludgeoning damage, as the
Ow,
grease of
you
her
bitch.
armor is hit into your side.
What's your problem? Hold on. I'll go over and knock on the ice and see if I can get him.
You're frantic, like, not mumbling, but like groaning from the other side.
I deserved it, I bet. Alright, anyways.
She seems fucking perplexed by your reaction.
Yeah. Ow, what was that for? And just like walk away.
All right. The ice seems to be solid, but you do notice that there's no death of skin like on Owen or Malachard. Whether that's via enchantment or the ice isn't actually directly on them is, impossible to discern right now. But it doesn't seem to just have the effects of normal ice.
It's not normal ice. Got it. Okay. I don't have an action. I've used my persuasion, so I just kind of knock on the ice.
Malachard, you watch the doors swing open. You got a brief glimpse of everything happening in there. There is an unknown figure inside.
Go
And
say
Barney.
hello.
Barney just yelled that we can't beat her. Arlani says we can't beat her.
Go say hello. We've all said hello, apparently.
Huh.
Can she hear the bells?
And this is the scale, right?
Yeah. This is the scale. The door, it does swing open and close though.
I wonder if I can water breathe the ice.
And I can see Owen and Ice, and then
the wall,
No,
the
you wouldn't be able to.
door's right here, so it's a wall there.
oh, it's a wall. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought this was the door. Okay, so
No, they're just in a cabin.
Right here.
Oh yeah.
who else is in Ice? It's Owen.
Caven.
Caven and Owen.
Caven and Owen. Okay.
And then Nolan's in front of them, very nonchalant, just like tapping on it, right? Does not look like he's concerned at all.
What's Arlani's PA?
She's
Well,
on
she's on top.
on top. So- and she's like on all fours, right? She's not standing, and it's like she's trying to like stand to her feet, but her knees are shaking too much, basically. So she's not really paying attention to you. She's trying to stand, but she can't.
Also, Barney's still pinned to the floor by ice.
Oh, I thought I broke him free with my.
Oh,
my
I imagine you just chipped out his mouth. To break him free is going to be a lot harder.
oh, then I'll start crawling. She'll start crawling her way back then on her turn.
No, do you want to just be doing that, just chipping away at it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to free him.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll do it on my
Malachite.
turn. My turn. That's fine.
Now, God, what are you doing?
So I went 4 spaces.
Yeah, I think you still have two spaces of movement right now.
What's Karn's reaction actually before?
He was just waking up and like he heard kind of like the shouting of his teammates and he was reaching through his bag to grab his his component pouch. He's getting ready.
I will take a step in. What is happening here?
A bitch kicked me.
Well deserved. I will look over at the lady in regalia. Is there something that we could help you with?
She looks surprised again. Would you be so kind as to roll me just a persuasion?
I'm going
Of course.
to potent, and I'm going to use the 19.
You're gonna give yourself the 3.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my 3.
And what's your mod?
Plus 2. Plus 21.
21. By far the most pleasant experience when it's come to sacking an enemy ship.
Do you know that we are not the enemy here? This ship is not the same as the logo out there. We are simply looking passage across sea. I have seen the work you have done to the other ships crossing here. We mean you no harm.
She looks back at Wolf. Wolf just kind of nods along a bit.
This vessel's been damaged before. The military or even the fight of the boat itself would be slim to none.
She just sort of lets out a sigh. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Does she start? Is she looking hostile? Is she? She looks annoyed. I can pretty much tell.
Her arms kind of lowered a bit. She wasn't making that same sort of claw motion that she was at Nolan. If you were to judge her by appearance, I would say not pacified, but more passive.
I am pretty sure the other boats that were frozen attempted to take you down. We simply just seeking passage. More of a refuge, if you could ever think about that. This time of war.
Alright then. That is your turn. An attempt to appeal to sensibility, rationality. There's no need to cause violence here. This would only be the work of someone who enjoys causing violence. Let's hope that Admiral Hawk perhaps has a different outlook. Arlani, since Caven, you're in a similar situation to Owen.
Crawl back to
Barney and just start chipping
just
away at the ice.
Start chipping at the ice.
Ice picking the fucking ice.
And then realizing that, you know what, maybe I can produce flame, and then I was just like hold flame next to see if it melts it. That's probably not going to work, but just going to be doing whatever I can to try to free him.
All right. On her turn, she'll look to Malachar and then to Nolan, who isn't trying to even free his friends, but is more just like a,
Oh, look at this.
sort of
Solid ice. Interesting.
She'll raise her hands in a shrug and go, I suppose having a bunch of deserters roaming the seas will be better for my work. Or at least a distraction. And she reaches out and puts her hand onto the ice that she made and just pushes in and it shatters. Owen and Caven drop. You're free, Owen and Caven.
It's only like 6 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, you were only in there for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, it was Caven gets a pitch. He goes, what the? Looks up and sees a woman, and he stands up and goes, "Who are you? Why are you here?" And then there's just this sudden blur of like a blizzard, and your vision goes dark, instantly frozen. But you're back now.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through the rotation one last time to see if anyone has any intentions now. Owen, you're free. What do you do?
Nuker. Do it! Panda's muted.
The
Panda?
real life ice.
Sorry. So I guess when this happens, like, Owen falls, like, I imagine the ice kind of pushed us up, so he
Just a
falls
little
to his
bit.
feet. He falls to his knees, and he's, like, coughing, and he looks up, and there's, like, absolute, like, oh my god, there's so much anger in his eyes as he looks up. I think he would... Oh man, I think he would be haughty enough to try to counterattack.
Could he hear the conversation between all of them and her, but inside the ice?
Not very well, no. It
No.
probably sounded just like...
Like he could probably just hear his blood thumping in his ears.
Mostly what he heard is... Tap, tap, tap. That would be the most defined noise.
Tap, tap, tap. He is going to try to cast heat metal, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. We're under attack. That's my thing. He falls to his knees, coughing, and looks up at this strange woman in regalia, and with anger in his eyes, he reaches out, and his hand turns like orange, like in heat.
I don't
And
believe that's a save she has to make, right? Her armor starts hurting her.
It just immediately heats up a piece of metal. And if she's holding
Yeah,
on to it,
and
she'll
so-
take 2d8 fire damage.
I'm going to imagine you're probably heating up like the neck piece, the what is it called? I forget, but The thing that
I
goes
can
from her
do-
chest to her neck.
I can do a suit of heavy or medium metal armor.
There you go.
The
I
lapel.
wearing-
I can do the armor she's wearing right now.
All right. So roll your damage then. If there's no save to be done.
Oh, do I want to do a third? No, I'll do it second. That's right. I have dice over here that I can use.
You're going to die. You're about
Probably.
You're about to die.
I'm gonna kill us both. All of us. We all die. That's 8.
8 fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As Owen is freed by the very woman that trapped him, he falls to the ground, coughing up a bit, and looks up at her with anger past his now messed hair. Holds out his hand, and the armor on her body begins to glow with that same heat, and you hear like the singeing sound as like steam rises out, and this seems to hurt her quite a bit. She doesn't much like it.
Doesn't really like being burned.
Oh shit.
All right.
How do you fucking like it?
Point Malik is gonna get basically behind Malakard and out, like just peeking around the doorway, like, oh, what the fuck? And Karn is gonna be in the doorway, though entering that room seems pretty bad for a spellcaster at the moment. He will raise his hands to cast a spell. He's going to channel these 3 sort of orbs of flame between his fingers and get ready to launch them out. And he goes, I suggest you surrender.
Damn it, Karn! Show her your resolve!
Not right now. Not.
Yeah, not with all of us in a fucking group.
Wolf, however, is hesitant.
I'm gonna get to my feet.
He kind of like stumbles back and looks at his weapon against the wall, but he is hesitating to react. Nolan, what do you want to do?
I slowly walk on this side of the line.
I don't want to be annihilated by a breath
What?
attack.
What the hell, guys?
Well, you pick your battles carefully. Owen.
Nolan has no weapons.
Judging from things, I am without armor or weapons. Owen.
I think at this point, Owen's gonna start to look around and try to read the room.
All right.
Cast.
What are you
Hold on.
casting?
I'll cast. Shoot. I'll cast Cure Wounds on her.
On her.
On her, okay.
You just want to use lay on hand hit points or cure wounds?
I'll do Cure. I mean, I don't know how much damage he did. so
It was
I don't wanna-
out of character we know it's 8. So you get to circumnavigate some things in the game a little bit.
Owen's eyes freaking widen at the sight of this.
Fine.
betrayed.
I'll do a Cure Wounds level 1. Fine. 6 plus 3.
All right, you heal her for all the damage you've done.
Owen's seems to falter a bit. His hand that's like growing orange kind of dips an inch or 2. Starting to
Malakard.
Step here. Looking back this way. Hands up.
Yeah, not fun of that.
I am completely sorry to say, but some of my party members may be quite slow in the head here. Owen,
some of your
she
party
just
members were
pushed you.
in ice.
She just did that to you in literally seconds. and you want to attack the woman that could do that to you. I would recommend everybody to calm down and not attack here. No hostility, please.
Kevin, what are you doing?
What is that?
What are you doing?
Well, after Malika just say that, at first he was gonna hold a produce flame, but after that he's kind of thinking, yeah, maybe he's right. So he'll just cough a little bit, stand up from kind of being, going from frozen to not.
Kevin.
What?
He Owen looks over at you like almost pleadingly.
Kill her already, Kevin. Come on.
We were both in ice. She deserves this.
He is gonna hold action, produce flame in his hands. And he's just gonna see what her reaction is, like what she's gonna do. He's not trying to make it obvious that he's casting this though. So I don't know if you want me to roll a stealth or something. But
I don't know how you hide produce flame.
yeah, that's true.
It's gonna mix light a little bit.
I'm just gonna hold it up in my hair so they think it's just like the hair flame. I'm gonna run my fingers through my hair and hold my produce flame like up there.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna hold action, produce flame.
All right.
Just testing the waters.
I'm still trying to free Barney. I imagine it's gonna take a long time.
All right. Arlani, you can hear some chatter below. You even hear Karn say, "I suggest you surrender."
She's just trying to free Barney because we might need his amazing military strategies.
He's gonna beat her in a game of rock paper scissors and free everyone.
Yes.
That should be, if the world was good, that's what would happen. Okay.
All right. Her turn comes along then. And she is going to, seeing as you're still heating her metal because you concentrate on it for 6 seconds.
His hand's gone down. It's flickering a bit, like he's debating.
It only will hurt her again if he uses his next bonus action to hurt her again with it.
Yeah.
So it does require a consistent. So it's still glowing hot, but it won't burn you unless he's like, ugh, and zaps her.
Yeah,
again.
there's like a pang of flame of heat, and then it kind of cooled. And I mean, yeah. I have to like concentrate on it for it to like burn again.
You know what? It doesn't have to do that. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 19.
That's good.
No, that is a 20.
That's good. Her eyes widen for a second, and you get this image of behind this more slender-looking woman, the large head of a dragon, the eyes gazing directly upon you, and your body runs cold for a second. You're brought to a nervous sweat, but you're able to push through that moment of fear.
Okay. You see Owen's eyes widen for a moment, and he like steps back for a bit, hitting like his back against the wall, almost slipping on the ice.
There is no back of the wall, actually. You'd fall out.
There's a little chunk of wall here
There's
and
still
there.
some wall. It's made with, it has a bunch of ice holes in it now.
Pretty funny though.
That would be funny. He falls out of the boat into the darkness, and you never see him again.
No, he's a high enough level to turn into aquatic animals.
Wait, no,
He
it's a
becomes
level
a squid.
6. Level 6 for aquatic.
No, 6 is flying, I think.
That's 8.
I think 4 is aquatic.
6 is aquatic, 8 is flying, I think.
I think 4 is aquatic.
It might be. You're right. Okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Continue.
Anyways, then okay. So what else is she doing on her turn? Is she saying anything to me?
No, she just used. Well, let me look. Let's see.
You're right.
It could also then beat the shit out of you if it wanted to. It doesn't take its entire action to use what it did.
No, that's nice.
But she'll turn back to the rest and go. A moment alone with the captain. I just need a few questions from him. You all seem so inclined not to fight.
Looking over at the captain, how is his reaction to this?
He seems nervous. Like, he didn't even grab his weapon. He left it against the wall.
Are we still? We're not in the initiation
No.
line, right? No. Okay, so Caven would.
No, you currently are, because the last until I get around where no one attacks, I'm keeping it.
I think
Owen,
Owen is going to kind of lock eyes with most of his party members in here, especially Caven, and seeing no one kind of step forward. His hand is going to the glow, like the fire orange glow from his hand is going to dim and go out.
don't lose your resolve! And Karn releases all 3 bolts of his scorcher. No, I'm kidding.
Not only does he commit suicide for him, but he commits suicide for all of us.
if Karn were to go in, I would lay down my life for that man.
I suggest
All right.
you
Nolan, I assume you're not gonna start attacking just now. Malachard, I assume you're not gonna start attacking.
No.
Caven, are you gonna start attacking? What are you doing?
No. After she said that, you're gonna see a flicker of the flame, and then it's just gonna dissipate in his hand.
And
And he's
Arlani.
going-
Oh, sorry, keep going. I thought.
He's just gonna walk out to give her a second.
And Arlani, you are on the last bit of ice, and you chip under. You put your dagger against it, hit the top twice, and Barney's able to lift his head.
I said, Pet, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
You fucking go. He grabs the bottom of his helmet and lifts it off. His head is perfectly fine for the most part. It's just his nose is a bit red, his cheeks are a bit red, and he has a bad sniffle every now and then. You know, his snot
Rub
runs
hands
out.
together, put it on his nose.
He is just some brown-haired boy, and probably in his mid to late 20s, and he's just a person, just a human. There's no secret to Barney. Farm boy Barney. All right, Malcard, you not leaving the room was intentional, I assume. Oh, I thought you had a poignant thing you wanted to do.
I'll wait here, but I'm like looking over at Owen.
Oh.
All right. Since no attacks happened, we're out of initiative. People can just state what they intend to do.
Owen Chickadee gets up to his feet. He is going to step forward. Have they like disregarded us and just started talking, or are they like poignantly waiting for us to leave?
They're hushed speaking.
He's gonna get up to here, look at Malachard, and just barrel his way through the door, shouldering Malachard if he has to.
And killing Karn.
My resolve!
My resolve!
Malik slowly lowers his hand from his sword and he's just like, thank God.
I don't think Raw could have been that one.
That's all Malik is.
She's like looking over at the wolf, right? So only Wolf will see me. I will look over at Wolf, give him a nod, and then go out the door and then close the door behind.
Not even a point at him, and you can apply to this mission. No.
Can you do it from outside?
He didn't do that. He didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
As closing the I want to.
All right.
Wolf really going, I need you all to kill yourselves to give me time to get away. He wanted us to fight her. But we all just left him in there to die.
Well, looks like I'm dead.
we come back and she's gone and there's just like a corpsicle.
All right. As the party reconvenes outside, what do you want to discuss?
Check up on Barney, making sure everything is fine with him medically, you know?
He
Not having any...
He seems okay. Just a little bit of a cold. He also looks around nervously. Where is he? Where's the girl?
She's talking to the captain.
Captain. He looks at the doorway.
Everything seems to be peaceful for now.
We got lucky so far. She could have killed all of us like the other ships, right?
Well, if I were you, Alani, I would talk to Owen and make sure he doesn't attack her again after we made an agreement of peacefulness. His arrogance and his pride will get us all killed.
We're not dead yet. So that's something good happened. That's okay for now.
As you're having this conversation, just behind you, Malakard, you can hear Malik going, Karn, you think we could have taken them had it gotten down to a fight? And Karn's like, it's hard to tell, without seeing the beast's true form, we can't really determine its power. It could be a gifted spellcaster, but young, in which case we could probably take it.
Did you not see the boats that were completely covered in ice?
A particularly gifted spellcaster.
It is still the fact that the whole boat and crew were covered in ice.
It might not be the same ones. There might be many of them. Right? So that could be several.
But either way, I wouldn't recommend it, man.
We don't have anywhere to run on the boat. We have nowhere to go. We would...
Nolan, what are you doing?
Looking down to the Black Ocean.
It doesn't look back.
Really?
You've never seen
It looks back.
Bitch. I look over, I look at everybody talking, and I walk away. I'll go, actually, you know what? I'll go downstairs. Check on
the water there is, pretty high, like around your ankles.
any boxes or anything there.
Not really. Mostly broken.
Nothing that they're actually trying to smuggle.
I'm trying to smuggle us, so.
Doesn't appear to be.
Is there a bucket?
There is a bucket. It's hanging on a little hook on the ladder.
That is Henry's.
That's not Henry's. Henry didn't own the bucket.
That's all I have left of
For
you.
Henry, I'll start bailing water.
For Henry. Alright. Meanwhile, Caven, you've chosen to stand at the closest edge to the cabin. What are you doing?
I'm probably going over. Kevin will go over and talk to Owen.
Owen is looking out to the ocean. You notice that his hands are on the railing of the ship. His knuckles are white, and he's gripping like with all his might. His mouth is like a thin line, and he is just shaking.
Weird experience being encased in ice. Wouldn't you say?
It's not one I want to do again.
I've never seen anything like that. But I do have to say that woman wouldn't do too well in my homeland. Be a little bit of a harsh environment for her.
We could have done something. We didn't have to. We didn't have to go belly up. Fuck. I'm tired of this, you know? Tired of being pawns in someone else. Of not being strong enough to... This isn't right.
Fortunately, I think there's always something that you're a pawn to. I learned that growing up. But I do agree with you. This general compassion is probably going to get us killed. This lack of intent to do what needs to be done. But then again, this might be something we can't handle. We're not exactly on home territory either on this boat.
If we had an actual party, that would have been a different matter.
I think we all just have to come to a conclusion on our ideals, how we're going to deal with these sort of things from now on. But to be fair, she never... I mean, it's not like anything happened to us. She encased us, but it's not like she could have just killed us then and there. We weren't going anywhere.
Do you think they would have let her? Do you think, in order not to make a problem, she would have been just thrown overboard in blocks of ice?
I don't think our party would leave us that definitively, but
I tend
I
to
know
have... I'm starting to have my doubts.
with good reason. But at the same time, these people of us, we've come far. I mean, they've had our back since the beginning. We might as well just see what happens from now on. Like I said, we need to talk about our ideals and how we're gonna handle things like this, but the situation's a little different, I feel.
Owen turns away from the sea and kind of leans against the railing and looks over at everybody.
Those two in particular, for you as well. And he'll kind of jot his head towards Malakard and Alani.
We're not strong enough to play these dumb games we're playing. We can't save the entire world. Well, hell, I'm starting to wonder if we can even save ourselves.
I'm thinking the same thing.
What do you
I've
think
been
you're talking
unconscious
about?
more times than I can count by this point.
Aye, but
Maybe
you
I'm
give-
too hasty.
Well, at least you give better than you get. You may have gone unconscious, but the things you fought died. So you have that. You know, you have my gratitude for that.
And you mine. But as far as what they're talking about, I'm not sure. Maybe we might want to take a few steps closer and see what everybody else is going to be doing with this situation of ours.
You might as well.
Caven will kind of head towards the middle with Owen, if that's where.
Yeah. You're gonna walk forward.
But kind of like on the outskirts, not joining the party just yet, like the 5 just on the outskirts.
Alright then. Unless there's anything poignant you'd like to discuss other than small talk. Or anything. Okay. So, several minutes pass. About 15 or so. Until Wolf steps out from the cabin. He looks at all of you and goes, "We're not going to die." Also, she'd like a word with you. And she points to Owen. Or he points to Owen, sorry.
No, fuck me. Kevin, come with me.
I'd be happy to if she'll allow it.
I'm gonna take Kevin with me. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna be like, Kevin, you're with me, and I'm gonna head in.
Caven will follow.
Alright. When the wolf reconvenes with everyone, he sort of hushes down and he tells everyone, he's like, "From what I could get, she's out here looking for something. She wouldn't divulge what, but we don't have it. Couldn't even begin to know where it is." What is it, Laris?
I know things
You
out
seem-
of character. I know things out of character, but not in character.
What?
I would have something I would say if my character knew more than she does.
Either way, if she is of her word, we should be in the clear. She seems to think that a group of deserters going around will lessen the burden on her, even if by one ship.
So that's good. Is she maybe able to help you all get to the other side, maybe, or is that just not came up?
I mentioned it. But even for someone with her powers, that blockade would be death. She would need distraction so that not everything was focused on her.
So that's how she got through originally?
She told me she just flew high, above the clouds even.
Right. So I guess as long as Owen then doesn't do anything to anger her and put their lives in jeopardy again. Sorry that I didn't make a larger noise initially. We realized it too late.
It's fine. She's not here to harm. Luckily. Alright. Meanwhile, inside, unless anyone wants to say anything.
Well, you seem to have cooled off sufficiently. My apologies. That's what I say when I walk in. I'm not muted.
No, you're not. I think Box might have. You have something? Do they have something?
No, probably.
Maybe.
Okay.
He would have responded to that question or indirect inference, so must be something. Yeah. All right.
Hey, you're alive! Congratulations.
I could have gone really bad. I really was torn on just going and waking you guys up immediately.
I mean, that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, right. I'm supposed to wake you up immediately when we're attacked. But with what we knew previously about it being a dragon, right? Admiral Hawk was mentioned on the last session. And
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why
I mean, she's in.
that's why I let a chance. I let Box roll me there, and he rolled a natural 16. I rolled a natural 15. I was going to insight against it, but then he did make a fair point that he wouldn't tell me it's mod. So then I went, well, he rolled higher than me, so I'll accept the flat value, and I'll just make my character absolutely terrified of this entity, knowing what she's suspecting, right?
Well,
That's-
you see, Owen is absolutely terrified as well, but his fear response is a bit different than yours.
Yeah, Arlani is much more subservient to perceived stronger powers. That's for sure.
Wonder what will happen when I frenzy rage in this doorway.
We're going to see in like 8 seconds, the
I'm
door's
back.
going to blow off its hinges. There's a giant block of ice, and Kaven's going to get launched way out in the ocean.
Like, whoa! Like a little stardust.
Getting blasted off again! Everything okay over there, Box?
Yeah, I just had to be busy for a second.
That's fine.
So as the
problem.
two of you enter, she's standing looking out the hole, so she's actually on this side over here. And she turns back to see
I
both
did
of you.
apologize. He seemed to be cooled off sufficiently. My apologies.
I suppose I'm always quite cool. Regardless, I insist that you speak alone. You might not like what I'm about to be saying to be heard.
I think he's just more concerned about your intent. It's a hell of a way to greet somebody. I'm sure that's why he asked me to come along.
In case I do get, encased in a block of ice, I would like someone with a little bit of fire to thaw me out if necessary.
Very well. If he is your confidant,
You
She-
can call him that.
she steps forward towards you, and she actually bows down a bit and grabs your hand. Forgive my assault, young Oxhorn.
Owen's eyebrows go up, and he kind of steps back and goes, So you know about us. Could have
Right.
sworn I was a little bit more subtle.
I'm assuming since you're on this ship of deserters, then your father intends for you to flee.
Yes, there's work to be done back home, and we needed the fastest route back.
Her brow kind of like furrows a bit as you say that. Pardon?
Well, we have business, and there's no reason to waste time. So we commandeered this ship, and we're heading back to Sembia. What business do you have with us?
Oh, you don't know.
Owens.
Here I was under the assumption you were trying to flee the country.
We don't.
That perhaps
plan-
his plans had been revealed.
Kaven just looks nervously at Owen, like thinking it's about his family.
Oxhorns don't.
Here I was about to offer my services.
Oxhorns
Shepherd
don't.
you far.
Oxhorns don't tuck tail and run quite so easily.
The
My
deal with your
father-
father begs to differ.
Whatever deals my father has made, rest assured they're still being played out.
Then you know where he is.
I'm going to go see him.
When you do, young Lord Oxhorn, provide him with this. And she hands you a paper. The edges seem to be embroidered with this fancy sort of gold. Looks like just wreathing vines up the sides of it. Whatever is written on here will return to us. Contact has been slim.
He is a busy man.
You are very unaware. Part of me wants to take you. At least uphold my end of the deal. But then there wouldn't be anything to be gained if he's missing.
Owen's eyes search her face like, I really want to roll an insight. I kind of want to know how much she knows.
Alright, you can roll an insight.
How much she thinks she knows.
Yeah.
She doesn't know. She's not omnipotent.
I mean, that's not too good. That is a 17.
That's decent. You are aware there's more she wants to say, but something in the room is preventing her lips from speaking more on the matter. Maybe out of some form of respect for a deal. Who knows?
Yeah. The help you're doing so far, letting us go, is help enough. I will make sure my father knows that you have been utmost courteous to us.
She glances over at Cave and then back at you, and then at Caven again, and this time addresses him. Aren't you a long way from home?
That'd be true, but I'm happy to be so, at least for now. How about you? Don't look
I
like
think
you
I'd prefer my home.
And where does your home reside?
Far across the sea. Under the plateau that is... Say...
Just out of curiosity, what is your business out here entail? Why are you out here?
I cannot speak of what I'm after.
You know, there are people that could help you with such things. You don't have to always do everything yourself. If there's benefit for us, there is.
A group of children and then some old, tired veterans are not really what I would call help in this situation.
Is that how you see us?
Why?
Owen is kind of looking down at the paper in his hand that she gave him, and he kind of mutters to himself out loud, almost like he's remembering, words from his childhood, and he goes, "All resources are useful. Just depends on what you use them for."
Is that family motto? I was just under the assumption he would choose the winning side.
He chooses... whatever side he chooses becomes the winning side. So you didn't find what you wanted on this ship. I mean, I would hate to keep you.
Unfortunately, you couldn't even if you tried. As nice as it is to catch up with a contact, my priority is higher.
If you ever do need help finding your lost object, you could always reach out to us. Perhaps if you have another one of these, a form of communication. Maybe I will need to leave the country.
And your sisters?
I don't plan on leaving them behind to clean up my mess, if need be.
You know, some across the sea think it's poignant that your father disappeared the way he did. A lot of people assume assassination, but us in the upper echelon, we assume he's already begun running.
He never runs away from things, he runs towards things. So if he's running, then he has a plan and he's working on it. Don't have to worry about Heimdall Oxhorn.
And what of young Lord Oxhorn? Do we have to worry about him?
Is that a threat? We were getting along so well.
Don't get caught by the nation of Sembia while on this ship. You'll be sent to prison for an indeterminate amount of time. I'd assume until the war is over you wouldn't even have a trial. Then once you do have a trial, they'd probably put you up for execution, given your father's disappearance and reluctancy to support their side at the end of it.
Well,
Young Lord Oxhorn, when I speak of worrying about you, I'm not threatening you. Will there be need for my concern regarding you?
no. I believe I can take care of myself. I appreciate your concern.
You've made an interesting choice in company, though the rich often do. Pacifists for the most part. Cowards among them.
I've invested a certain amount in this group. I would like to see my investment pay dividends. Guess I'm just taking a longer view.
Investments.
I kind of look over at Kevin. Of course, we take care of each other. At least I hope so.
Just have a weird way of phrasing things is all.
There's like a twist of the mouth, like a self-sardonic smile. Yes, you're right. I apologize. Just the way we speak to others.
In other news, though,
Young Lord Oxhorn. Perhaps I've done you a disservice. In your father's absence, assumed assassination, we have to presume that you, his next of kin, are now Lord Oxhorn. I haven't given you that. Shall I transfer all my dealings then to you? Having dealings with a man so absent is difficult.
Owen's eyes kind of go large for a moment, and he searches her face. And goes, I think you put my father out too fast. Dealing with him is dealing with our family. So, I guess in a ways, we do work together. I'm sure whatever work you have with my father, you can do with me.
You have high hopes for his return. He is deep within a country that he has betrayed. I am only trying to be realistic. Regardless, since my dealings are with you for the moment, if you can make your way across the sea, transport for yourself and your 2 sisters into Thay has been made. Your life anew could start.
He like stares at her hard for a moment, and then for the first time in like you've ever seen him, he bows his head and goes, "I'm grateful. I will keep that in mind."
DM question: Isn't
Yeah.
isn't Thay not part of the war though? Isn't
It's not. Well, it's officially not.
Interesting. Wow.
That's something only Caven and Oxhorn know now, though.
So yeah, I mean, they're using some of their dragons, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes.
He actually looks grateful for her offer.
Well then, I hope our business dealings can be as fruitful as the ones with your father. If you go back to your estate, I'm sure you'll be able to find what you're looking for in his office. He always did remark about the usefulness of the Oxhorn blood.
This was a lot more pleasant than I thought it would be. I think you're in alright hands, Owen. And I don't want to be a third wheel. And he'll step out. Kim will open the door and step out.
Owen almost considers calling him back, but as he steps out, he stays silent and he looks back. Well, he's gone. Is there anything you needed to tell me?
She steps forward and whispers to you in a very hushed tone. Last week, we received a package. Inside was a finger, and on that finger a ring. Your family's crest.
Owen, visibly, he looks almost like he has turned to ice himself. As he stares at her and he goes, "It wasn't his, was it?" No, it was no. It was.
But we don't believe it's from Sembia. A third party is out there testing us.
Was there any clue as to where it came from? I know he's had eyes in an area south of here. I believe he saw an opportunity that he couldn't pass up. I think he's down there somewhere. Plan to find him, and I plan to bring him back.
Oh. Good luck then. I just figured you should be informed.
Once again, I appreciate your concern.
If you do head south, we should have a team down there. An expedition party of sorts.
Really? Expedition to where?
A
Although
massive hole that's tore itself through our planet.
Yes, that's what I imagined you would say. Since he is gone, perhaps you can enlighten me as to what this item you were searching for might be. I know I might not be my father, but I do have my uses. Perhaps I can keep an ear out or an eye out.
I'm sorry, young lord, but even your use has its limits. I can only tell you, I am on a mission from the Lord of Delthantil.
I see. fuck is that?
It's Agleron.
I go over to the map. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the. Okay. Yeah.
Is
it's
that the capital of Agleron, or is that?
He probably.
Yeah, like it's the main antagonist, right? The main part of the war they're fighting against.
Yeah.
Algeron. Okay.
Well, Selgon's the capital of Columbia, so this could be the capital, but they also could be like up in this area too. Who knows?
But yeah, but I'm just saying it's
part of that country.
this
Yes.
this country is like a main fighting force that we're fighting against. Well, then I wish you luck on your search.
What I think is most pressing is for you to know is that our spies say that upon the same day of us receiving the package, Zambia, Selgon in particular, received a similar pack. We haven't been able to divulge more information than that. Could be a farce, though, I suppose.
So they were sending two fingers and hoping someone would respond?
Perhaps.
Well, then.
As an admiral, I wasn't made aware of the exact letter involved. I was told that there would be an expedition. I imagine our forces will probably meet near that chasm. Perhaps an orchestrated plan by whoever's done this.
Well then, I'm sure our paths will meet again, since we both seem to search for the same thing. Well, my father.
Eventually.
Allegedly.
She is going to step towards the hole in the wall, and she's going to leap out, and two massive wings will furl out from her jacket.
He's going to like.
If
run
you were to
towards the
judge the size, you would say probably huge.
huge wings.
Yeah, probably huge.
Fucking try to fight that?
And she's gonna flap them and take off towards the sky.
Adult dragon at minimum. Yikes.
She was adult?
Seems like it.
And
You guys could have taken her all together.
Adult dragons are like CR16s or some
Yeah,
shit.
but they only have like 113 health. You would have been fine.
Would have one-shot half of us.
She
on
would,
that
yeah.
boat.
There's nowhere to run on the boat. A cone attack would hit everywhere on the boat. Everyone would just went on the ground.
No, you roll a very good Constitution saving throws. You.
All right, so instead of taking the 75 damage I was supposed to take, I took 38 damage instead. I'm still knocked unconscious even when I passed the save.
75 is ridiculous. No, you're being silly.
Even a young white dragon can cone a cold for 10d8. Like, that's terrifying.
Find out here. You're making me look this shit.
No, don't look.
75 would be like near max damage it could deal. It'd be like 10 less than max.
The expected breath damage on average. Where the fuck is it? 66 is what a adult bronze dragon's lightning breath would be. So
12d8, so fucking 4.5 times 12.
that's what the average. By the way, it doesn't really terribly matter, but I mean,
54
yes,
average.
we might have won. We might not have won.
Oh,
I think you guys could have done it. I think you guys could have nuked her, just action economy wise.
I think we would have done fine. I think we
adults
could have.
adults have 200 HP.
I think you guys could have.
A Yun dragon, which is a large sized creature, would have had 133, but the adult its
think
cold
would've-
breath
we would have been.
its
fine.
breath is 54 cold damage is what its average is, right? So
I
then
could-
I would have been
21.
able to pass if I passed the save. I would have barely been able to
Potent the save down to a 3, kill Arlani.
You son of a bitch. I don't want Arlani to make this. It's all her fault. Okay.
So
Alright.
Owen's gonna kick at some of the ice, and then compose himself, and then walk out.
Straighten that tie up a bit.
Like he's like nonchalantly. His hair is slicked back, or like clean again. He is like standing tall, and he kind of just walks out of the door, like everything is okay. Everything's in control. Our guest seems to have headed out already. If you guys didn't catch her.
Yeah, you all would have heard like the of her wings and seen her take off into the night sky. It's still nighttime since this is happening during the second watch.
I guess we all should go back to bed. Wasn't it someone's watch right now?
The ship is a bit more damaged than I'd like.
Maybe we can't fix it in the dark, though.
We don't
Can
have
we?
supplies to fix it anyways. I thought you said we're out of nails.
We are. Sleep with that haulage fine.
Push inside.
Is the whole mending size big? Can I mend it?
It is much bigger than mending.
She walked through it. God damn it, dude.
Oh, that's true. That's true. She did jump out of it.
It's not like she like side shuffled through. She just like jumped, right? And you're like, well, God, like maybe I can mend this.
Owen is gonna look at his stuff that's in the corner, the big hole that's like next to his stuff, and he's gonna be like, I think I'm gonna sleep outside this time around. And he's gonna grab his stuff and like bring it out. He doesn't want to sleep near that memory.
All right.
Kaven's probably gonna go downstairs to check on the water.
A diligent old man shovels pails of water out into the sea.
Very difficult because he has to climb out to do it.
Yes.
It's an old man bailing out water. Is that what you're doing? Gaven.
As long as you don't just tap on the ice this time, you're going. Maybe a little more alertness next time, Nolan. And I'll smile though as I'm saying it, and I'll pick up the. I'll hold up my hand to take the bucket. Unless there's an extra one around. Is there an extra one around?
There's
Box?
tons of them.
Okay, yeah, I'll just grab a bucket and help him start paneling.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that.
Not getting into that, fuck you.
Alright. Arlani, what do you want to be doing?
As you alright, Bonnie?
What was that?
Are you alright, Bonnie?
Yes. Do we have to finish our watch, or can we just sleep?
You can sleep. I'll finish the watch. Sorry I didn't help you sooner.
It's fine.
Alright. Good night.
Is it wise to leave Alani in a watch? At this point in time? There's somebody over here that should jump up out of their seat.
I mean, we still have to
Malachar at some
sleep.
point
We haven't
died.
even gotten our long rest yet.
True.
And you guys gotta do something more than just bail water. You gotta rest at some point. I think it was your watch next, Caven, anyways.
Did we set up the proper watch?
No, we never did.
Not really. We were just waking
We
people up.
we winged it, and Barney was gonna get next, and I was like, oh, let me, and then I was allowed to go with Barney. Because him and I were developing such a good rapport, so.
So did your rapport.
He died, and now he's an undead for K.
No! There's no Sebastian resurrect him. So.
Well, I'd be happy to take third watch if we need that.
Okay.
So Caven will come upstairs from bailing and just keep an eye out on the sea and make sure everything's kosher.
Owen is going to make himself a little ball in the corner and just kind of chase away the chill. Seems to feel colder now. He can't seem to get warm.
Let me help you, burning hands.
Toasty!
Toasty!
I feel like a dwarf in the summer.
Scraggly beard and all.
Underground.
No, charbroiled.
All right. So, for the rest of the night and watches pass rather uneventfully. Morning comes and the tired wolf takes the wheel. And for your last day of travel, who would like to roll a d20 for me?
I
Just
am
a
going
flat
to
D20.
cast water.
I
breathing.
recommend our fortune reading man does that. Also needs to
recommend
roll
our
his new
portrait
portents
man,
too.
Yeah, rolls his new portents. Can't keep the 19. You used it.
I want to use the 3 for my the
But it's a new day. You'd have to use a new roll on the new day. And also, I don't know if this is counting as a skill check, ability saving throw, or so you wouldn't be able to use it on that. Ooh!
Hog!
Even better roll than the day before.
Hog!
Nice.
Damn. How does that happen?
funny 'cause
He's
you
kept the
gotta-
19 3 days in a row.
Oh, that's for Owen. Alright.
Fucking Mike.
Owen would like to roll a persuasion to see if he can
One.
stop the troll from eating him.
No.
Hey,
This is
That-
not their bright future for
that-
him.
that dice has my name on it.
Alright, then you just want a regular d20 roll?
Yeah, it's just a flat d20.
Oh no.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe it's one of those inverse tables where it's not
Nope.
like high is
Nah,
bad and low is good.
Fox, come on.
Another dragon. This one ancient.
No. This is
Fucking
gonna be bad.
Cracking, dude. Just rips the boat apart.
Wolf was sent to do his mission and was to kill Owen. He's technically the other assassin.
This is happening down below. Barney and Arlani shoveling together. Mine bucketing.
I imagine we lost the Malik again.
Probably. You got the one winning. That's all you need.
Right.
Alright. So what does everyone want to do with their last day potentially at sea? If everything goes right, you should landfall before the end of this day.
Ritual water breathing. Gonna feed everyone with good berries. And that's it so far.
That's it? That's all you want to do?
Cable would check on how Nolan's doing.
I'm down underneath. I turned the bucket upside down, and I'm sitting on it in the corner.
You look depressed?
I'm asleep.
Oh. Well, if you're asleep, I will not disturb you.
In the middle of the day?
Still sleeping.
Okay, then I will leave you be, and I will go back upstairs.
Looks like I worked through the night.
Late,
How much
right?
water did I get out?
I mean, you can keep it like down to the bottom, but it's because it's constantly leaking. There's always more.
Alright, so it looks pretty good. Then.
Yes.
Alright.
At some point, you would have been jostled awake a little by Barney and Arlani coming down and starting to do your job.
Oh, alright. I'm just sort of.
Could we use
Resting.
that bucket, Nolan, that you're sitting on?
Oh, it's
You
mine.
should definitely get some sleep, Nolan.
Smart.
I'm gonna hand him back his cane.
Hmm. Thank you.
Yeah,
I needed this.
in case
Maybe.
we need it.
I needed that a lot. Thank you. I'll walk upstairs. So,
Did you take the bucket with you? Because you said it was yours.
Yes, it's my bucket.
Damn it!
You're a monster.
I have to go find scrap shrapnel that might serve as a temporary receptacle.
And leave it on the top of the stairs.
Mage hand, grab that bucket and pull it down, and we start using bailing it with it.
Not that mean. I
The
go.
second he sees it start moving with Mage Hand, he grabs it back.
My bucket. No, anyway, so I'll be upstairs probably, just sort of looking out, looking for any sort of idea of land or anything. A lot of ocean, I presume, still on the horizon.
Yes, 90% ocean.
90%. There's some land.
No, the other 10% is the sky that you see it just a little bit of. While
I feel
looking
like
at
there
the
should be
ocean.
more sky than ocean.
No, he's looking downwards.
Oh, he's looking downwards. Fair enough.
It's an angled look. Yeah, you're right.
Is there? Does he see any dolphins, porpoises,
Only
flying
krakens.
fish?
Tens of thousands of krakens.
Oh god.
It's more kraken than ocean.
Yeah.
We're just sailing through like fields of tentacles. I do want to ask Karn about the spell he cast when we were fighting. I want to learn about counterspell.
Oh. Are you a capable sorcerer?
I went to school for magic for a couple years. Not the best at it, but I seem to be picking up things here and there, and I picked up some third circle of magic, and when we fought, I tried to cast it, but you did something, and I don't.
I disconnected your weave to the arcana. I ended your spell before it could even begin. This is the might of counterspell. But unfortunately, the spells you've casted, you're reaching into something more primal than the weave. I don't know if you can learn the intricacies of the counter.
There has to be some sort of way. It's too useful a skill not to pick up somehow.
You could diligently train, put your nose to the books for years, perhaps. At the end of it, you might find yourself able to manifest that sort of power.
There's a hollow laugh, and he kind of leans out. He goes, I don't think I have time for that sort of thing.
There is another way, but doing this just for counterspell would be ridiculous. But if you could find an entity out there powerful enough to boon you, it can give you even access to the arcana, along with its own twisted natural magics.
Put my faith into some strange eldritch being?
I've heard people doing it for less. Money and power.
No, I think...
But it never had to be eldritch. He motions his hands to the waters in front of you. There's even beasts down there, ocean dwellers powerful enough to boon us mortals. Or like your friend over there, and he motions towards the man on fire. Creatures on his plane. Powerful wish-granting behemoths. They could also boon you in such a manner, if they found use for you.
I already see my fate out of my control way too much to want to give it out to someone else. I don't understand why people would want to willingly submit themselves for this sort of, this sort of power. I guess it is a bit intoxicating.
You've never been at the bottom of it. You don't know what it's like to have nothing.
And that's why you have your power.
No.
To drag yourself out of the bottom.
No, I only speak for those desperate few who make mistakes in the name of war.
What do you
In the name of
plan
re-
to do once you drop us off? Do you honestly think you can get past the net, past
I don't know,
past Presper?
but I want to return home. I want to see my child again, my wife. I want to be able to teach my pupil how to cast the spells he needs to learn, to send off a new generation of wizards.
For a moment, Owen considers the offer that was given to him by the dragon, and how easy it would be to just hand it off. To say, I have a way out, but he kind of looks over at Karn, and he stays quiet. I'm sure you'll find some way out. I'm sure you'll find your way home someday.
I know I will. I've made too many sacrifices for now to give up. At some point, if I were to stop pushing forward, it would mean that everything I've done to be here was worthless.
Owen kind of glances at him, his fingers tapping on the railing. We have to be strong enough to either take the things we want and to protect them. I guess that's why you turned to magic, and why my father turned to money. I do wish you luck. I know we've put you in danger to do this, but please trust me when I say I wish you luck. That you can get home. And thank you for telling me about Counterspell. I may not be able to learn it, but at least now I know that it can be used against me, and I can plan for it, knowing this. He knocks on the railing and then turns to leave.
Owen,
Yes, Karn.
in the future, you might hear tempting things. Things that sound too good to be true. It normally means they are. Don't fall victim to the siren's call. I didn't learn magic for power.
He nods once and he heads out. What else do people want to do?
Alani, what's your casual conversation with Barney about?
Well, if he seems less shaken today at this point, which I think he would be.
Every now and then he just sneezes.
Right. If the motive is motif is way different, which I imagine it would be, it'd be kind of some of the gossip stuff we were talking about before, right? How old is your brother?
Eventually, after a few hours of conversation, maybe one or two, he kind of stops for a moment and goes, "We've never talked about you. Where are you from?"
Wow. From...
I've told you my whole life story, and I don't even know your name.
Oh, did I not tell you? My name is Arlani.
That's all I know.
What do you want to know?
Do you have any siblings?
Not really.
All right. What about your parents? You got a good relationship with them?
But I don't know my birthing parents, So, but I did have a pseudo father for a period of time.
What was his name?
Adrian.
There's no insight from good old Barney. Why would he believe his friend's lying to him?
Thank you for just letting everyone know now. With that
No
out
one-
of character comment.
No one believes Adrian. I refuse. Anyways, what did he do?
He was in charge of lots of people. I guess you could say like a lord, but not quite a lord.
Oh, you love nobility then?
No, I have lost any claims to such things now.
But
Maybe
you
at a
were?
time, I sort of maybe not really. I mean, he was more like an adopted father, but not really. It was a weird relationship. But we had I did something that he didn't agree with, and that led to complications, and we are no longer acquainted. So, but things have turned better lately. I've been able to get myself up off from what we can see as the low, and I've made my way here now. Do you know about Tazira Mond?
No, not really.
Oh, well, it's supposedly this college town that's to the southwest. It's past Tazira, past Westgate.
Makes sense, right?
Right, and there, we were over there, and I'm just going to segue the conversation into what happened there instead.
After that conversation, which takes up like a good 30 minutes, he does go back to. So what did you do before this?
What do I do?
Yeah, you just can't. You talk about how you went with this group to Tazira, but how'd you get so strong?
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm strong. No. I have a few parlor tricks, right?
But you killed a god.
Well, my allies killed the god, not me. And I don't know if it really was a god. They say, people can be delusions as they are bigger scenes than they are.
Alright, so you
true gods
killed a fake god.
Right. It was still terrifying. Absolutely. I almost died, right? So, and I've caved.
How in depth in the story would you have gone?
It was skimmed, loose. Not into like all the details.
Would you have brought up people like Lilith?
I would have probably talked about her indirectly, not too much in depth with her, right?
Okay.
She was.
What about Mallory?
Would not have brought up that perceived failure.
Okay.
Definitely would
Just
not have brought
curious
that up.
of what Barney knows. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, we could have talked about it. It would have been like 20 minutes of recap on stuff that everyone knows.
Just curious of what about Barney knows. That's all.
Yeah,
Definitely not because he's an informant or anything. Just curious as to what Barney knows.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, and it's not. It's more of like this grandiose tale rather than like the actual intricacies, right? Is what it would be about. Like, oh, there's a cult and there was this would-be god, and not specific like every single person that existed and went there, but she would bring the names of the people here, and like some of the things they did to achieve the goal of it, right? And
How loud is this telling?
That's fairly quiet. Just a conversation.
Well, she's not.
Okay.
She's not whispering. So if you ever like walked over the hole we're talking in, right, as we're bailing water, you would hear it. It's not like I'm trying. Alani would not be like trying to hide it. Not hide the conversation, right?
Yeah, I
But
was
it's
just
like-
wondering if some of the other people on the boat may be interested and would listen from the hole or something. Loud enough.
Karn definitely doesn't. Wolf is sailing, and Malik is whittling.
Okay.
Though he does notice time passes, and he never gets his like rock paper scissors. Like he looks at the sun, then over at the hole, and like when the hell are they coming out? But they just don't.
Let them have their fun. How far is he into a full set?
He's working on a rook right now.
Okay.
I don't have paint. So it's gonna be one color, one side.
Well, that's almost poetic.
All right, Arlani, you duck, weave, dodge, and dive through every
I dodged
moment of
all my way through
conversation.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't imagine Barney is
you
the
even
most.
parry once and backstab finish him in conversation at some point.
I mean, it's Barney. He's not the most brilliant of masterminds, right?
Who knows?
I have a +5 charisma, so
He could just be feigning ignorance. Who knows?
that's very true. When he mentioned that it was once at his ankles and then at the bottom of his feet, I mean,
All right.
not even his feet. It was me feet. Me feet.
She activates the aerodynamic muscles in her body. No, and her conversational skills.
Right.
Engaging conversational receptors.
But yeah, so like after 40 minutes, eventually, oh wait, we should check with Matic and have some other people bail here so we can get the reprieve, right?
But I wanted to hear more about this gunman character.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to, let's see if Matic would like to take a shift, and then we can talk about it up there, or maybe get some water or something. It's been a lot of talking, and my throat's a little parched.
The sternest glare. No, just kidding. It's just a helmet. Anyways.
It's got you put a dented helmet back on.
Yeah. You can even see like the part down near his face. Like it looks like he gripped the mouth slit and just pulled them apart a bit more. So you can see like more of his chin and stubbled face. All right. So since no one else says they want to do anything,
There is something I wanted to do with try to do
Oh,
with the
then-
the party later. I was just waiting for a moment.
then you have it right now.
Okay.
The random arc of travel.
So, at some point, Arlani, if she can get herself excused from duties, right?
Yep, of course.
I know there's not a huge plethora
Barney
of
doesn't
people.
mind doing them solo.
She would not like abandon Barney, but she wanted to have a moment to talk to Kaven.
He jumped off the boat.
No, we jumped off the boat. Goodbye.
The demon's coming. No.
Excuse me?
Alani.
Hi. How are things?
I'm better now that the ice lady's gone. To be fair, though, she wasn't that bad.
So, I don't know if we ever wanted to talk about this, but I kind of wanted to talk about something that happened a couple of days ago.
Problems with Jaden and Findor, I'm assuming.
That would be right. And,
Well, it's not a whole lot to talk about. We just have different ideals, I believe. I think your way might possibly get one of us killed.
right. But so, I've noticed that the group has many different directions that apparently we are trying to go, and that concerns me because we work well together, at least when we work on the same direction, yes?
I'd have to agree. We made it through a lot. But it's not just on the direction. I mean, I have to ask you honestly, do you think me and Owen are murderers because of the way, how aggressive we are with certain things?
Well, I haven't necessarily seen Owen do anything murderous, and
Let's just say me.
well, it's complicated, right? I know, well, of what you've shown me, you're not a bad person. We've known each other for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks almost now.
Feels longer, to be honest, with all we've been through.
I mean, there was about a week and a half on the carriage, and then a week to get from to Zeramond and back, and then now we are entering towards the 4th week. I think it is now. But
You do like to keep track of things, huh?
I mean, I'm not so sidetracked, but I've started keeping a journal too, actually.
Hopefully it'll be filled with more good than bad.
Right. Well, this is something that I wanted, not the journal, but rather good and bad. What was your reasoning to attack Fendor when they were running? I just want to understand your perspective as to why you would have made the decision you made. Clearly there was a reason, right? You just didn't whimsically go, I need him to die, right? To take
I
another
wouldn't kill
life.
somebody for no reason, Alani. I'd hope you know that, but I mean, let's face it, we've been having a lot of close calls, and when people are showing threats and manners like that, I mean, to be fair, I saw the man slit his own friend's throat right in front of us. I don't think that type of person can be reasoned with, and I'm not going to put one of us at risk for somebody like that. That is my being, is that if we keep doing this tiptoe approach, I'm not saying we should murder people or attack on sight, just like we did with this lady here. But I just feel like if we keep pushing our limits with letting
I mean,
people that establish threats, we're going to end up in a bad position. One of us is going to end up dead, don't you? Don't you agree?
It's true. You're probably right. Compassion can lead to, or overzealous passion can lead to complications. I just wanted to understand why you saw him as a threat still. So they were running. They pretty much were telling us their intents. They just wanted to leave.
And what happens when they come back when we're sleeping? After all, one of them could go invisible, right? What happens when you wake up to a dagger to your throat and I can't do anything about it?
Well, there was no guarantees that. I mean, I guess for me, I saw that the probability of them coming back was almost 0.
You never know people's true intent, Alani. You can hope for the best, but you don't always know. After all, what if they had turned us in? It's possible they could have parlayed for something, turned us in for their own freedom, get more deserters for their own. It's possible. It's not like it hasn't happened before. This is war, after all. People will make desperate decisions.
Well, on not knowing people's true intent, what is your true intent, Kevin?
One of my main intents in life is just to keep moving, and as much as I do want to disagree with you, there are parts of me that agree that I am a little too hasty at times. There's times that I feel like I'm becoming just like the person I hate the most. I just don't want to be seen as evil, tyrant, better than others. I just want true peace, and with people around like my father or Jade, I feel like that can never truly be accomplished.
Is there not if you take it from their perspective, is there not a possibility that they are doing what they think is necessary? Much like you with throwing the javelin?
I suppose, and that's why I do see your side as well. But at the same time, don't think I'm willing to take those risks. I mean, if we have to for the better of the party, I'm willing to go along, but only for so far.
So what it comes down to being then is that if it benefits you, then okay. But if it doesn't benefit you, then it's all right.
I guess so, yes. I guess it's a bad perspective to have, very selfish, but
Then what is the difference between that and your father? Since you hate him so much.
my father puts no knowledge into anyone. I go off of acts and what I see. Yes, I could investigate more, but my father would. He'd put you under his foot for no reason, no matter who you are or what you do. He thinks he's the only in anything. I at least approach with kindness and look for compassion in others, but if they show me signs that they're anything of what I remember of the creatures back home, I'm not willing to give them a second chance.
We were talking about this once before, but we had to leave for the wagon ride. I think it's Kenny's lodge. What? So you had a brother. What makes you think that your father had your brother try to kill you?
I honestly don't know. All I know is that there's many rulers from where I come back home, very high, powerful Ifrit. And there was a particular slave bought not more than a couple weeks before this disgusting tragedy happened. And after that slave was bought, something grew even further in my father, something I couldn't understand. But I've seen hate before. I've seen what he can go to, but just the pure tyrannism he ruled over his not just his kingdom or his area, but his family alone. The amount of hate brewing in him does not slight me from the things I've seen of my father to do such a thing.
So your animosity does not stem from this one act, but rather many acts you've seen him commit?
You have a nice dress there, Alani. Here, and I'll pull out some wine that I have in a pouch. And you'll see Caven pop the cork off.
She does not wear a dress.
Oh, does she have like a gown on though? She has a gown, right?
Yeah, so the art on the token is different than the actual outfit she's wearing, right?
All right, well, let's just say her pants. So it'll just be like, your leggings down there. Do you love those leggings? Are those your favorite clothes?
I mean, those are like one of two sets of clothing that I have.
Well, okay, so say you were under my father's cleaning services, per se. Well, there was a lovely maid we had for a long time, very sweet woman named Ellen. And, well, she accidentally spilled just a pincher of wine on his favorite corset. You know what that woman got? She didn't get force an apology, nothing. She was strung up between her by both arms above hot coals till her feet could be no more use to her. Just raw flesh. All for spilling wine on his favorite leggings. That is the resolve of my father. I've seen slaves brought in, not up to his standards, stand there in the baking hot sun, holding buckets of water in front of them, just edging, waiting for them to break and try and go for a sip. And if they did, they'd get another taste of water, but it wasn't something of so cool intentions. And he looks at you with kind of like a eager look, like, you see where I'm from, I'm sure you can guess kind of deal. My father is not a man of resolve. My father is not a man of peace or comfort. My father is nothing more than a tyrant and a murderer.
Okay, well, I mean, if such things are true, then justice should turn its head towards him. So,
Out of question, though. You're a very kind soul, Alani. Do you think I'm becoming more like him?
Well, I don't know really you before, so how do I know if you're becoming more him or not? But I from what I saw before when we first met, you seemed, well, you are a good person, even now, even post what you did on the beach. I just wanted to try to understand you, as well as everyone with our group. Nolan is another person that's concerning me greatly now, for similar reasons. If he is willing to kill for little reasons, and what is the difference between him and the evil people that you are bent on destroying?
But Nolan's been there for us, and he's never killed truly innocent. I mean, even Sebastian, we don't even.
Well, here's the thing, though, is who determines who's innocent and who isn't? Who gets to be the arbiter? Is it you? Is it me? Or is it the divine? Who gets to be the one that judges?
Everybody has their own lines for what is balanced and what is not, what is good and evil.
Vaughn thinks the same thing, no? And Vaughn wishes to raise everyone to an equal level, as these are very difficult things to really define. But I was hoping that maybe understanding would bring commonality between us. But I can see that you are scarred by these sightings and things you've witnessed before. So I did not know your father was as abhorrent as you state now. So maybe we should come to a group discussion about these things to see if our ideas work as at all, maybe.
I think we'll have to come to some resolve, Alani. But I don't know if I'm fully committed on the other side either. Your perspectives. I mean, I suppose I can try, but
Well, I'm not without fault. I understand that I'm putting everyone at risk. In fact, it's I'm taking on the burden, and you are right. It is going to harm myself or those around me. So I'm not without fault. I understand, and they could have killed me. Actually, they chased after you, but they could have just turned and killed me in the cave.
you were the first people that I've been with in a long time. You guys are the closest thing I've seen to family in a long time. I'm not willing to lose that over something so simple as a couple of pirates attacking us before they even have notion of who we are.
I think it was.
They didn't show us the same accord.
Well,
Why are we to show it to them? They pinned you up against the wall. All we did was try and run, and they were hunting us down like dogs. Where's the resolve in that? Did they ask us our personal why we were there?
Not everyone will act that way. You're right. Well, I think we need to talk about this as a group, and since there's not much else happening on the waves, I just wanted to talk to you about it first to see if I could at least understand where you're coming from, so that you didn't feel like I was trying to manipulate others to be used against you.
I appreciate your honesty, Alani. And I appreciate your perspective too. I know I'm not always right. It's just how I feel. And I'm glad you came to talk to me. But I think you're right. We'll have to talk this over with the rest of the group, so we're all on the same page of a book, per se.
Do you want me to go fetch them? I can get some right now.
It's not like we're doing anything else on this riggedy reg. Might as well.
Okay, I'll be right back then. And Arlani will make her way to each of the other party members and say, hey, we need to have a conversation on like somewhere on the boat, like in the hull or right, the place the dragon annihilated.
Okay. So, does everyone go with her?
Cave would follow suit.
Oh, great. We all get to hang out by the hole.
Lovely view.
That's the most private location on the boat. We don't have to be on the torn up sides, though.
The most private location would be the crow's nest, but that's not going to fit your entire party. Next would probably be the quarters underneath the steering thing, but there's that big hole in the side. But
yeah, that's what we're talking about. The cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hang out on the other side of the cabin. Sure.
Okay, I will go get Malakot and Nolan then. Malakot, we were going to have a group conversation. Did you wish to well, I would like you present.
Do you consider yourself part of the group?
Is Owen there when picking up Balcard?
I think she went off on her own, but
No, I think she went off on her own.
okay.
Oh, so that comment wasn't there. Okay.
Sorry.
What would the conversation be about?
Well, it's something we need to talk about what happened on the beach and our differing interests, it seems to be. And I know that you didn't really want to have the conversation regarding Nolan, and you left it to the rest of us, but this is we don't have much other we can do right now, and this would be a good opportunity to talk about everything, to air out concerns and see what kind of future we have together.
How long until we supposedly hit land?
It's near the end of this day. And it's probably only around like midday right now, mid to late mid, so like 3 to 4.
So if I squint my eyes really, really hard, do I see any land?
Probably not. No.
Definitely not.
Sure, I will get ready and going. Where are we meeting?
In the cabin.
Alucard would stand up, turn around, and make his way over.
Okay. All right, and then I'll go get Nolan then too. Nolan, how are you? How are things?
Dark as ever.
I'm sorry, what?
Dark. Oh, wonderful, Arlani.
So we were having a group conversation since there's not much else we can do with the day, and we were going to meet in the cabin, all of us. Well, besides the other crew, and I was hoping you would join us.
There's some water leaking in there too.
No, Bonnie and Malik are currently heading to the leaking ship right now.
Oh.
So this is
Right.
more about us working with together?
Oh, us. Yes. That's fine. Which way?
It's the cabin. She'll gesture to her side towards the door.
Alright. No problem. I'll go in.
Alright, so she'll follow. Alright, so all our tokens are are in.
You don't need to move them. I know you're all in the cabin.
Token play.
Token play.
No.
If something were to start where the tokens became necessary, I would move you all to the
That
cabin.
makes me so happy to hear that. But just to help those of us that are those that are object oriented, we are in that room. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Oh, I pretty much have asked this to all of you already now, haven't I?
We should call us in here for Alani.
Right.
Huh?
Kev and I were just talking about this, and well, we on the beach, right? We all were having differing ideas of what needed to be done and not done. I know Owen, you kind of stayed behind, but to bail water with Henry. But when Malakad, me, Nolan, and Kaven went to chase after, well, to see if Bonnie and Malak were all right, we saw Jade and Fendo. I'm sure you've heard about this, and Well,
Yes, I was made aware.
so I mean, obviously my intent was to try to spare as much suffering as possible. And then Kaven's intent was to protect the party. I understand that. And himself. So that is why he took hostile action. And Malakad, your intent was to, probably like mine, right? To prevent unnecessary pain?
You can only do so much with a party like this.
But Nolan also, I noticed that you defended Kaven when he went down, which was the right move against the crocodile. But then with the Sebastian scene, I see that we are diverging from each other on ideals, and this could be a very big problem. And ideally, we can come to a compromise that we work on together, so that we can keep working together. And I only brings this up because, post Nolan's situation, Malakad, you just adjourned from us and didn't even wish to participate in the conversation, which makes me realize that our tensions are a lot higher than they appear. And I don't want you all to go different routes. I'd like us to stay together. But only if everyone else wants to as well. So that's kind of why I've asked for all of us to be here, so that we can kind of share our perspectives and see if we can come to an understanding. And I'll start by saying that I realize that my pull on our approach is very endangering to all of us, and it was very endangering to me. And I realized that when I ended up in the situation I did with my arms behind my back like that you all also were very much in danger, because if you gave into their whims, if they asked for it, you all could have been, well, harmed too. So I realize that there's room for me to grow. I'm not perfect, so I can say that up front.
Owen's eyebrows kind of raise, and he nods and he goes, It's a very mature way to look at things, Arlani. I'm glad you are at least trying to see things from different perspectives. But I think some have chosen their path already.
But the paths are not firm. We can work on an agreement, and maybe people will change their minds.
Maybe.
I mean, we at least should try, right? When we left the Galewright Manor, we were working with each other in a direction. And I think, I said this to Kevin earlier, when we have a focused goal, we work really well, actually. But once the goal frays off, then I see complications rising. And and we will not always have a perfect goal to go for.
We should always have the same goal in mind. The well-being of this party and each other. Sometimes I don't think we have that.
Well said.
I don't want to be the only one that's talking. Is there something you would wish to share, Malakad?
With a snap of his fingers, Rutherford would appear in his shoulder as he will tell Rutherford to fly up to the crow's nests and keep watch.
Alright.
The bird flies into the door. Can't get it out.
Yeah.
Then open the door and then it flies out.
No, it goes out the hole.
Oh, very good. You're right. Yeah.
It goes up the hole.
No, it's
It's a
just
massive
birds
hole.
aren't very smart. It tries to fly through the door, and then it goes, "Oh yeah," you like
No, it
grab
doesn't try to fly through the fucking door.
Fucking bugged.
Birds are smart.
Not all of them.
Crows, incredibly smart, and also they wouldn't try to fly into a fucking solid object. They'd go to the big opening. It's not like they know door. Ah, the door, the true path.
Fucking ugh.
Anyways, it's a bad video game. So, Ruford leaves, and I guess most eyes are looking at Malachard.
Malachard would be looking down the ground with a frown upon his face. The travels that we have been through, in the time that I had self-reflecting, looking how things can be. There are two people that truly make me want to be here, be part of the party. And there are two others that make me regret even meeting any of you. It is the scales, and it's a decision that is left on my mind. Arlani, me and you think kind of the same. That life is precious. That there's times that there's no need to spill blood for simple things. Kevin, when we first met and talked here, you were the first one to reach out and figure out who am I. But like I stated before, your anger will only lead you down a line that I do not think that is a good path for you. But I do see a bright future for you. Now on the other two people, your pride is what's going to get us killed before our kindness does. I know you have a family that has wills and, all this pride in things, but keep in mind, if that lady had decided that your attack there was good enough to kill all of us, she could have done it easily. And what group mentality will you tell me that we need to think about everyone else and everyone's well-being when you are the one that attacked? I told her our purpose, that there is no need for bloodshed. And the first thing you do coming out of the freeze is to attack.
You must remember though, Malachard. We could not hear nothing. Near
It is-
mumbles.
We couldn't hear this great speech you made.
She walks
this
through the
woman.
door.
Yes, but
Perhaps
think about
God.
it. If she
Yes.
snapped her fingers and the ice on your head disappears, do you think she's going to attack you right after?
Well, perhaps.
No, there is no
teammate-
perhaps. That is between life and death at that point. You think wrong, you die. She did an action to help you too.
Yes, and it's easy to tell that inside ice. We were under attack, and I did what I thought needed to be done to protect.
Which
Us.
this is not even you don't even need to hear when she touched the ice and it disappeared. She's the one that stopped it.
I think that the point is that both of you do not see the same thing here. Kaven and Owen did not know she did that from
You say I
their
have
perspective.
It's
Right.
not even no. You could see.
I couldn't see anything.
It looks like charred glass in there.
It's
I've never
still-
been frozen.
Look, I guess you weren't lucky enough to be set into an ice cube.
because
But
I
when we-
wasn't.
but when we were
stupid
attacked-
attacker. That is why. I approached her with kindness and I approached her with understanding of figuring out what she wanted. Everyone stated she was a dragon. I don't know if you've heard tales, but most of those tales are false. When people like us go up the dragon's nest and kill the dragon, no. Most of those stories end as body and corpses up there. Live your fantasy. And with Noland, we have words that we said back and forth. I understand your humor here,
Yuma,
but I did see what happened to Sebastian. Nearly on death's door from what you have done. And the comment that you said, I thought it was only a dream, begs me the question, do you dream about killing us?
no,
He
but
wasn't
I
in
do.
his right mind. You're going to
But it is what he has stated as his defense. He thought it was a dream that he was attacking Sebastian.
No, not Sebastian. My father. But you won't understand. You never will. You have a closed mind.
I have an
Right.
open mind to
No,
people that is
well, I fear it's very
understanding.
much closed.
Well-
You've made your decision.
My decision was actually very clear on what I was going to do. Then I had faltered it and changed
What
it.
could I possibly do to change your mind? Would I have to completely change who I am?
Most of this is not even laid onto you. It's laid onto this one.
I have a feeling that it's been a long time since you wanted to air your grievance against me.
There are grievance against you, yes. But I do know the intent. Just as if it was Kayvon in this situation.
Right.
His anger would have led to the exact same thing.
It would take a long time for me to explain, but I feel like you did the best thing by stripping me of my weapons. I haven't traveled with people in a long time. I'm used to being alone. New things approach every day.
So the thing here is that as with this complication that Nolan has, we can take actions that helps protect ourselves and still let them stay with the group and minimize the risk. Is there other things that we can do that might help you, Malakard, reconsider? For example, maybe if Owen is less about him and his family's position. I don't know if that's possible, but
My family's position hasn't come up at all. When we
It is
fight,
not the position, it's the fact that you think that you are noble, you can do whatever the hell you want.
yes, I was.
Your pride is what is killing us here.
all
your
my
action
pride has not
instantly-
come up at all. It is not pride, it is conviction. When we
Then your
find
convictions, whatever you want to call it, is going to lead us to death. Your first action, more than anything, is just to attack and kill that is standing in front of you.
that is a lie, you know it.
You've proven it here today.
And what about with Jade and Findor, Malakad? What if they didn't keep to their word? What if they came back in the night, as I told Alani, and slit your throat? Who
We
would
have
find your family then? Who would free them?
We had precautions before that.
The only reason this boat is still on water is because me and Arlani kept it that way.
Because you ran ahead. That is fine.
I don't
So,
think you can compromise at all.
It is not the fact that I cannot compromise. It is saying that simply your arrogance, your ignorance, your pride, whatever you want to call it, is just
It's who he is, and he won't change.
exactly.
And I like it.
but let's try a different angle here. Let's talk about scenes that we see each other that are good, that we find value in, that help us reach our objectives.
Value.
So Kevin, you are a very strong individual, and you do want to do what you see is best for everyone, not just yourself. What you and I talked about earlier, your aggression to your father, whether others have not heard of this or not, is because of how he's mistreated others, right? And so you see him as a taint on many creatures' existences, yes?
Comparably, yes.
So, Kevin, you are empathetic, you are a good-natured person, and I see value in your strengths and will to do what's necessary to help others. Owen, I think that your value, which you probably would in front as the materialistic wealth, is not that, but you are a good leader. You can help us in times of duress focus on what is most important. So I do think that there's a small room of what your needle might point towards things that you find more important than everyone, but overall you have a good gauge on the general group's well-being. So I think you have really good leader qualities. Malachite, I think that you have bring a very good side of the other coin, of keeping us on a path that not just is what's in our best interests, but also in the others around us interests. And Nolan, I see that you, as morbid as it is, are willing.
What?
Yes.
What? More?
No,
Good. Continue.
no, right.
Orlani, I understand what you're trying to do. But I think the point here is that Malachard cannot.
Well, it's not just
How do I put this?
Malachard. Not that I want to draw a line. There are no lines.
Another card sign.
I also don't like that some of the actions that we've taken. So I can understand that why we felt necessary to do such. I would like us to at least pause before doing such decisions. We can check each other when we feel one of us is very out of line.
The deserters are all alive because of us. Because we work together as a team to make it so. You can't say that we don't turn to you, or we don't make considerations for you.
Right. So, and she's eyeing, like, her eyes dart towards Malachard. Right. So there are accolades that we are affronting to try to appease everyone, right? Right, Malachard? You do see the effort, right? The attempts?
Owen opens his arms, inviting comment.
I look at Malachard.
I devilishly look at God. Not really.
Here's where I go. Is he still there?
I simply ask you to forgive us our faults. And we can't all know the future and work towards the best one. We'll make mistakes.
Malakad?
Maybe, Kayvon.
Sorry, say that again.
Maybe you are right, Kayvon.
In what regard? To the family.
He reaches into his bag, pulls out a card, hands it over to you, walks out the door.
Malakad. This is,
Owen sighs.
this is not what I wanted. I wanted us to come together and air our concerns and to come to a consensus. I was hoping that maybe he realized that you all are trying, and just like I will try to meet your wills too.
Concerns are warranted, but his desires are unrealistic.
Well, let's still try to get some opportunity here. It's maybe not completely gone. He might still stay with us.
Malakard is a strong man. He is, I will admit, powerful in his own right. He is strong like steel, but also quite unbending, Arlani. I understand that we may not be the most. We may be a bit selfish, but you have to understand that my selfishness, Nolan's, we are selfish for each other, for the party. I don't know that he would ever sacrifice himself for any of us.
What do I see on the card that he gave me, by the way?
As you flip over the card, there is an image, kind of like a bird's eye view from the cart, from like the outside looking in. It's as if something was perched on the tree branch looking in. As you would then see Malakard Caven, we're all talking on the inside, as you then see the snickering smile of Nolan within the cart. Beyond the inside, you then see Arlani, Caven, and Lilith as the cart is going away. And then after a few seconds, you then see the card transition and change. As you see this big monstrous creature, you then see Caven with the I think it was his axe, lighting and glowing, as is the image of us, kind of like a still image, constantly moving back and forth, of us fighting the god himself. And then lastly, it would be an image of kind of like a sunset of, how's this? When the whole place collapsed, it was another bird-eye image of everyone making their way out of the place itself, from the town's view, looking at everyone, picking everyone up. But very clearly, on the very last image, as it transfers, it goes through all three. The very last image, Malakard isn't there. And as it cycles through again, the image of Malakard disappears. He's no longer in the cart. He's no longer in the fight. He's no longer the party exiting the palace, quote unquote.
Caven's gonna look at the card and crumple it and walk outside the door.
Wait, there's still some things we could talk about.
I am going to talk to figure this out.
He's going to listen to him more than any of us. Let him try.
I was also, like, as Caven leaves, I was also wanting to hear your grievances with me.
Owen kind of laughs, a hoarse, little, it's just like a horse laugh, and he looks up and he studies Arlani for a moment, and he goes, "You want to hear our grievances with you? Nolan, do you have any grievances for our young tiefling? Maybe we can talk about how she is a trouble magnet, or how she is impulsive, or she doesn't think her choices through, or how, I don't know, how her words still seem to touch people at certain, and say she can, fuck.
I think she's perfect.
Me too. I think you're doing fine, Arlani. I understand.
It's not the air I got when I feel like there's issues with me too, right? You said
Owen kind of stands up, kind of moves a little bit forward, and puts his hands on her shoulders and just looks at her and he goes, "Arlani, I only have one simple question for you. Are you with us? And anything we would fight, anything we would encounter, will you stand with this party?"
Yes,
Then
I want us all to grow, and
then the rest of it will be worked out as it goes. We are not strong by ourselves. I mean, it's obvious. I tried to fight a fucking dragon, but together we might have stood a chance. And together we are much more likely to actually come out of all of our quests alive. I simply want to know that the people I travel with are people I can depend on. And if there's one thing I've learned in all this time we've traveled together, is that at least I can depend on Arlani. Fuck. I don't even know your last name.
Relankai.
No. Arlani Relonkai. At least I know I can trust you. Not to,
Wait,
to have our backs.
right. So you are aware that I am withholding things. It's not my intent to harm you with them. I'm actually trying to protect you and myself.
We all need protection, don't we?
Owen's eyes flash like he's been reminded of something he doesn't want to remember. But immediately the look fades and he goes, "We all have our little secrets. Some people tend to want to bust them out by any means necessary." He kind of looks, he gives Nolan a look. I tend to respect people's privacy, at least where it won't hurt me. And if you say you're trying to protect us, then I guess I'll have to take your word for it. You have to understand, we both want Malakard in this party. He is a good addition, but the path we're going to take is a twisted one. And if he isn't able to bend when needed, then we may have trouble.
I think your comment about his stubbornness is probably the most accurate scene mentioned here. He is very set and as if he saw futures before he met any of us. He barely even knew Lilith, and he on the ride with Nolan and me when you were with Sebastian and Carter and the two wagons on the way from Tazira Mun to Tazira, he said she was gone before even knowing that she was Abyssa. He only knew her for less than a day, and he made his mind up.
The man sees the future and he sees the world set in stone. That's why, although I hope Caven can change his mind, I'm not entirely sure it's possible.
Right.
He also knows he knows many insults for nobility, which I feel like I should start keeping a book of them all. Maybe you'll let me use some of your pages of your journal. Keep a list of all the ways he can insult me.
Let me know if you would like me to make a tally on something like that.
He laughs. It's like a pure laugh, like an actual laugh, not a forced one. And then he kind of looks out the hole to like the sunshine outside. Do you think this talk was any good? Do you think we maybe?
Well, I mean, yes. Maybe Malakot is going to see our effort. Maybe Kevin will be able to talk to him. At least us trying this shows that we are making effort, and even if we can't convince him, it does make me feel better about my position here. I think I was afraid that I was on the precipice of being expelled again.
If he does decide to leave, will you leave with him?
No, I will
You
not.
two are the ones who share the most similar points of views.
Unfortunately, I will not go with him. From his perspective, or maybe your perspective too. I would like to stay with all of you. And if he leaves, that is his choice. Between the three of us now, or maybe just you, me, Owen, with Nolan present, are there concerns that you'd like to talk about with Nolan and these nightmares he's having with him present?
We need to know if you've had any more of them. He kind of glances over at Nolan. We've been out at sea for a couple days.
Surprisingly quiet out here on the waves.
Were they very common, your dreams of killing your father? Why does everybody in this party have grudges against their family?
Oh, just the average.
Huh.
I could go into detail if you'd like, but
I'd rather you didn't.
Crippling depression.
I would love to hear it, but maybe now's not the time.
Oh, there's a time and place for everything.
So
right now, it's apparently the time to console Malakard.
Yeah.
But
just trying.
Anyways. Oh, and in all honesty, thank you for all of your efforts during that God Adams fight. Without you, I fear I would have died 10 times.
It's the magic I wield is still quite unfamiliar to me.
Well, keep practicing it. You're doing a good job, and I don't think many people tell you that nowadays.
for a moment, Owen looks flustered. Like the momentary the compliment caught him off guard. And he kind of immediately looks down and he nods and goes,
But you
Keep that
can
in
be
mind.
pretty much an ass sometimes too. You know.
the scowl comes back, like immediately, and he goes, "Oh, fuck you, Nolan," and he leaves.
Oh. You know, can't be too nice to them, you know, Arlani. You get too close, make a alliance with somebody you might be tied to the rest of your life. You understand this, right?
Is that a problem?
You know, when dealing with nobility, sometimes it is.
Well, I would like to be as close as possible with some people. It's nice to have people
Listen,
to try
I'm trying
to
my
be.
best to get you as close as possible to him, but you keep denying him. I tried.
I don't think what I mean is the same thing you mean.
Oh,
Also,
Anyway.
I have noticed this. I'm not daft to it, and Owen and I are not like that, Nolan.
really?
We're not.
Oh,
We're not.
oh, really?
Yes, we're not.
You're 100% about that.
Yes.
Like, if I left right now, you wouldn't. You're not crossing your fingers behind your back or anything.
No.
No.
He's a friend. I
cast Zone of Truth.
What's the save? Charisma or wisdom?
Hold on.
Hold
Oh shit! That's a really low roll.
I mean, his roll is really bad.
Yeah, but
His-
I rolled a natural
DC's
4.
His
So-
DC is
Big.
probably around the 13.
It's a charisma save, and my DC is
It's like 9.
13.
I fail. I actually failed. I rolled a 4. I got a 12 is my roll. I'm 1 under.
You have no feelings whatsoever for Owen.
Hatred.
I have feelings for him. I don't think they're the feelings you think they are.
Really?
But it's not like I am in love with him. He's charming to his capacity.
Couldn't see yourself, maybe.
Why are you
waltzing
doing
through
this,
the halls
Nolan? Why are
with
you doing
Manna?
this? Nolan,
What?
I also am very appreciative of you.
Really?
Yeah, well, yes, but not the same thing. I don't see you as
You don't
Hey,
hate me, huh?
romantic interest, so
Okay. Alright.
I don't see any of our
Understandable.
party currently as. I don't.
Which
I
one?
don't.
Huh?
Excuse me, I need to go outside.
hold on.
She waved.
That hold on sounded like it had intention. Did you intend to grapple her?
Grapple.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
she has, like,
I
a
let her
negative
go out
one
the door and I smirked to myself.
She's definitely very red in the face and just like shaking her head like, oh my gosh.
Go over to the hole in the wall.
Jump out.
Think to myself, Sebastian, you son of a bitch. You should have died. How did you live?
That's what you
I
think
don't, I
about?
don't think it happened.
No, that's canonical. That's what you think about. Meanwhile, on the outside, Caven, you left much earlier to pursue Malakard. What do you want to say to him?
I'd walk up to him with the crumpled piece of paper in my hand and be like, I don't think your fate's alright this day. I don't. I think this is the 48% you were talking about, and I'll throw it overboard in front of him.
That was my only card of that one.
I know. He only has so many cards.
Oh shit.
It's done. Malakard, a crumpled up paper. and that
Polaroid,
one
no.
card was tossed over you.
Oh
Was
god.
tossed overboard.
You now only have 51 cards in your deck.
That wasn't a card about the fate.
Is that about how you feel?
If
This is
others,
dead to you.
the others ask for you to change, but you won't change yourself.
I think
Like-
we'll all change in slightly ways. I think it just takes more than a discussion. I know I am a bit hasty, and that Owen's a little bit stuck up, and we make decisions that could jeopardize the group. But at the same time, I see it on the other side as well, where we could die being so compassionate. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a man of compassion, Malachar. I try my best. If people show me good deeds, I'm willing to do the same. It's just, I'm not willing to see the people I've come closest to, you four, die for a man that would slit his friend's throat, let alone a fake god.
With it just being me and you, Gavin, answer me this question. Has Owen ever said something to you that wasn't something to bring you down, or something that wasn't in his best interest?
I am a man of... I'm not going to answer your question with another question, but I am from a family of nobles as well, and I do understand what you're talking about. They have this way about them, and even I had it for a time, but I know that there is compassion in Owen. He's been there for us at every step of the way. Sure, his mouth can ravel sometimes, but I suppose even mine can at times. His is just more frequent. But I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree there are things we could all change, and including you, including I, including Nolan's, Alani. But I think, if, as a man of fate, I believe there's a reason you met us. Do you disagree?
There are always reasons things happen.
I think the reason is so that we can reunite you with your family. So that I can deal with my father, and who knows, maybe there is a way outside of the death of him that I can deal with it. But I think all our goals in mind, I think we can accomplish much. And that we're not going to be some ragged band of murderers. We need you just as much as you need us. It's gonna be a lot more difficult for you to accomplish your goals of not being hunted, you and your family, with just yourself. You
But
have...
just like you did before, the compassion that I might have might be your downfall, might be the reason why the whole party is killed. That's what Owen said.
I have to agree with Owen, but that doesn't mean it has to be like that. I think we just need more travel time together and more understanding of where we fit. And like I said, I think even I need change as well. I realize I'm too hasty with assuming people's well-beings, and who they are. But I think even Owen and you have the potential of being great friends one day. Don't you?
For a man that only thinks about material things, only things that will make them rich, them famous, not a man I want to be known with. In the party here, I don't feel like I'm a person. I feel like I am a pawn playing chess. While he sits himself to be the king, we're just simply moving forward. Hopefully taking down the things that he doesn't want to deal with.
He just talks big. I'm sure there's more deep down there. I'm sure you'll see it too. It's funny though. You gotta remember though. Could have been a lot worse being raised in money like that. I mean, he may think everybody's out for his benefit and things like that, but he's shown little twinkles of things that there are some things to values of different forms of compassion than just straight value of a person. Not much, but some, and more is going on.
And what examples do you have here? Because all I've seen is just worth in other people. If you could lift that barrel and bring it to him, you're worth about a penny to him. A kappa.
At the same time, he thought Alani's worth wasn't that great. I feel like he thought of her more of a nuisance. And I think he's coming around to realizing that there's a lot more worth beneath someone's initial perspective. You gotta remember, it's not easy coming from a family of nobility. They basically force their personality down your throat. Doesn't mean he can't change and develop into his own form of person. His father might be the same as my father. Luckily, I hated him to the point where I didn't want to become such a thing, but one of my brothers ended up just like him. But there still might be hope for my brother. If he can see some form of light in that hell that he lives in now. I think we need you. And you need us. And Owen is going to have to come around and be a lot more acquainted to that as well. But I know deep down he wants you to stay together with us.
Kevin, there's no reason to lie to me.
I'm not lying.
The only reason he'll ever bring or say that is as long as I stand in front of a fire-breathing dragon to keep him safe.
He could have left during the situation with Adams. He could have bailed out. It was looking bad. Instead, he took the time to rejuvenate us with whatever weird nature he possesses.
You do realize that I wasn't blinded in that fight. That he was stuck against the wall, figuring out where the hell he was, right? That can simply be easily said that he was looking for the door.
But I was hit by the same flash. I think I was the only other to be hit by the same flash.
And yet you stood your ground and kept on trying to swing against the Father Adams.
I think he was just latching on to anything to get his bearings on where he was in the room. I had to use sound. He was on the outer edge. I think he was just trying to stabilize himself in the right area. I think he's a better person than you give him credit for. Just like he's finding out people could be a lot more worthwhile than just a dime or a dollar. What I'm trying to say is, we want you here. I want you here. But I will not try and force you to stay.
And this is where it becomes the difficult part. On one hand, you have Alani and Kevin, you. And on the other, you got Owen and Nolan.
Nolan is just not in his right mind. You've seen what Nolan can do, where he's been with us for this time. He's helped us out and saved our behinds more times than we can count. You know there is true good in Nolan. I think there's just something deeply sick inside of him, and I don't think it's him. I do agree that this party does feel a little split. But it's not like we haven't before and we've come back together. All I'm asking you is to give it a chance. If you do this, I promise we will free your family from this hunt, bounty, whatever it be. And I will talk with Owen, and you two will need to talk and see if you can come to common ground. And if not, maybe it's best you just stay clear of each other while we're in the party. It's not uncommon for that to happen. Everybody butts heads, a la carte. I was having these same thoughts when I saw Alani's and you save those Jade and Findor. I was thinking, how many of them do I have to kill to not let my friends die? But I realized that might not be the best route. Maybe there might be other paths I can take. I'm still learning just as anybody else, and maybe Owen and Nolan, if you're worried about him, can too. So what do you say?
I would still need time to think about what has happened next. We still got a ship right ahead of us.
I understand. Just know that you always have a good friend here, and Game will hold out his arm and try and do the old, like hand to forearm shake, like.
Dude, you
Like
son of a
Viking.
bitch.
He would, Malcolm would take Caven's arm, or forearm.
And then rip
Shit.
it off his body.
Gaven will give him his space and walk away.
Just keep in mind, yeah. This is as the handshake is still being said. Do me a favor next time, Gaven.
Of course.
Don't throw the card outside the boat. I only got so many.
Sorry about that. I was just a little upset. But got you. And he'll wink and walk away. By the way, I'm not going to tell Owen about that. That's for you two to deal with. I'll let you guys simmer. I don't want to mix up words between you two. And then he'll walk away.
All right. After the conversations, the party weirdly moralized, not demoralized, not boosted in morale, just sort of having come to more understandings, perhaps. Continues about their day, and several hours later, the sun waning in the sky a bit, but still providing enough light to travel for a good distance. Land is spotted off in the distance. Malachard, you would probably be the first to spot it. I assume you take the front of the ship after the conversation.
Hmm.
All right.
During this time, I do have Ruford all around. I want to look into Ruford's eyes, and I'm looking for a very specific person. Maybe a golden spoon near his hands. I want to see what the nobleman himself is doing.
Nolan, you're on the deck.
Yeah, I'm on the deck. I don't think I'm doing too much. I think I'm trying to win at rock, paper, scissors. Because I could use a win. And I probably am going to lose. But
We're gonna play one game, Panda. You ready?
yay!
He's taking on the champion Malik?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
taking on
of course.
Malik. All right,
Oh,
no,
man.
we'll call it.
Okay. It is. I'm calling paper.
He beat you.
No!
All right, that's it.
You can't have any good.
we hear Owen just ah!
What are you? I'd
Okay,
rather
some
fight a
terrible-
dragon.
But for the 2 to 3 hours that you traveled to get to the shoreline, Oh, and did you do anything in particular? Anything to garner Malachard's attention? Anything worth noting?
Do we see land yet?
Well, that would be towards the end of it. Yes.
Okay.
How many cats have you kicked while walking around the boat?
I'd like to do one thing before we get land as well.
What's that?
Finally, I'm alone, right?
You do appear you do have several moments throughout the hours of travel where you could get alone. Yes.
I'll reach into my pack and I'll pull out the skull. I'll hold it in my arms.
My only friend.
As
And-
soon as I see land, I kind of want to cast a water walk on us, in case we need to make a run.
Hey.
You're
Bad
do
Panda. Banana was in a scene. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
am I
I didn't
doing?
hear him.
You can't hear him?
Can't hear me. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, but I cut him off. So, let him go first.
You didn't cut him off. No, Banana, you're up. You're up.
Cut Pat off.
So,
Alright.
Banana, you pulled out the skull of Father Adams.
All right. I will look at it and sort of, kind of brush the brow a little bit. How golden is it looking? You say?
How much gold did
Not
you put
very.
into it?
He said,
very.
remember, he said you need 300 gold to make it a
know.
full,
But
and
I'm
you've
at
invested 4 gold and 1 silver, is what you've
I mean,
done.
it's got a brushing on it.
It's not even 5%,
Mm.
because that would be 5 gold would be out of 100. It's
It doesn't even
less
have like
than
a golden blush.
it's less than a third of that.
And I'll look at it.
It's got a
Fine.
sparkle over one tiny
A
bit of
little
its
bit of a
forehead.
sparkle, so maybe it just catches a little bit of the candlelight inside
Candlelight.
the office. Yeah, in here. I'm in here, right? There's
There'd
some
be
candlelight.
daylight from the hole the dragon made now.
I'm sure it's not, all the daylight's coming in. Sure. All right. Anyways, long story short, my eyes will glaze over black, and I will use divine sense. Anything poking out.
No, you're perfectly safe on your boat.
Say Terrans.
There's no
Yeah,
Terrans
kitty,
about.
kitty. Come on out. No Terrans?
For as long as you sit there and wait, hoping the mocking cat will return, it does not.
And I will say, do you hear that, Father Adams? The fool is going to go to the ruins of Simber and start digging. What an idiot. He won't find anything. Oh, Father Adams, we're so smart. But the truth is, we did find out one thing, didn't we? We're not crazy. We're not crazy. Every time I dreamt of it, I thought I was trapped in some mental anguish. But it turns out it's true. It's been true all along. He has been alive. He's the one tormenting me. Father Adams, you'll accompany me, won't you? You don't have to
Both means
talk.
unresponsive.
You don't have to talk. It's okay. Father, we're gonna make you pretty. But I'm not crazy. I put it back inside my pack. I straighten up my coat. Brush off some of the ice. I walk outside. Feeling good, actually. Feeling real good.
Taking a deep breath of that fresh water air.
Oh, yeah. It is nice out here. Nothing.
It must have been very stuffy in that room with the hole.
Oh, I've been in worse.
Yeah, like the Galewright crypt.
That was just a little appetizer.
But eventually, you reach land, and even the wolf calls out, "We're here!"
Water walk me.
Thank you. I think we can make the rest of the way on our own.
Bonnie, you were going to ask the wolf unless you changed your mind.
We just need what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you already ask him?
Don't. No. Fine.
You're fine? Didn't you say that you were going to consider asking when we got to that? Said you would try to get back towards your home?
He just kind of gives you a thumbs up. Gotta get through, get home, it'll be fine.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck. It was nice to meet your company.
Lonnie, we can't keep dawdling. Come on.
I can row the boat to shore. All of you can hop off, and then I'll head back.
The closer you get to shore, the more chances that something might arise. I think we've imposed enough on you.
All right.
Did you need more food? I can give you some more rations.
He points his hand forward, like just straight at the land, and just says, "Continue in that direction till you reach the road. You should avoid the town and the military camp."
Owen nods. I cast a water walk on all of us. As a ritual.
I'm going to give the last of my rations to these guys.
All right.
So I have none in my inventory now.
Sounds good. I'll be hungry soon.
Do any of you guys have rations?
I've got 3.
If you didn't have Goodberry, I would have had to fucking go to a trader in
I'm
town.
not giving my rations to them at all. Do you want them,
I'm
Arlani?
fine. I'm just gonna hand the rest of my rations to Lonnie too.
Yeah, why not? Father Adam's got to eat, right?
No, we should give them to them. So they need to go back. They don't have the means to make food.
If you give my
I know.
rations,
That's why I'm giving them to you to give to them.
Oh, right.
I've been trying to make Goodberry tea for a while, so I have like 5 rations.
Okay, so I got 5 from Owen. Does anyone else donate any rations to these guys?
donate 3 of them.
You don't even eat.
3 from Nolan. Caven has 0. Malakard's not participating in this, it sounds like.
Okay.
You would
Malakard
hear from
truly get
behind
food
you
from homeless.
a handful of rations will be placed in the pile in your hands, Arlani.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Right, so we have, what, like 15 we're giving here?
I guess. I think like 10 is what we're giving.
Well, I give 4 myself.
In total, like 15.
So you had 5, I have 4, 3 from Owen. That makes 12. It depends on how many Malakard it gives.
I have 6.
Are you giving all 6?
Yep.
Then 18 rations is what we have here, DM.
That's enough for them for what, like 6 days?
That's a ration a day, and there is apparently 4 of them left.
Yeah.
Yes, so that would give them through 4 days, 4.5 basically.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That's
so then
enough.
Arlani, here we wanted to give these to you to give you the best chance.
All right. We appreciate it.
We appreciate the help north, despite the risk. Thank you, and we hope that you the best of luck to get on to your homes, each and every one of you. It was nice to meet you, despite the odd beginning. So good luck to you all.
Wolf nods. Then Barney waves.
She'll wave back to Barney, and then nod and Malik and Karn and make her in their group.
You could come. Owen's gonna climb off the side and like he's like jumping up and down on the surf.
What the hell's going on with that?
He goes, we got an hour, so let's get to it.
As you're jumping, because the water under you isn't still and it's wavy, you do like catch bad footing and like fall, and you just land on water as if it's solid.
Oh,
This is strangely more difficult than you would think it would be.
I never knew water would bruise your tailbone.
You do realize I'm old, Owen.
And he's like, with his cane, he's like strumbling.
I give you back your cane. You've had 3 days to get your sea legs. Come on.
My favorite scene is when Nolan goes to like use his cane and it just dips into the water.
Okay.
Do we see this? Do I see this?
I don't know. I was just joking. I think water walking affects anything on the person, right?
I don't know. Does it?
If it does do that,
that.
if it does do that, Arlani will scoot up right behind him and slide her like arm into his side on whatever leg he uses his cane with to help support him.
You can move across any liquid as if for harmless, solid ground. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. I don't consider magma a liquid. Don't at me.
It actually does say it works against magma, but it does not protect you. It specifically says it does, but it does not protect you from the heat from it. So you still suffer some of the damage from the heat.
Okay.
But it's not as bad as submerging yourself, which is like 20 D10 or whatever the fuck it is. So
we make a run for it.
Oh my god. So fast.
We're like ducks. Right. We're in a V formation.
Jump over the waves. Whoosh.
Ducks fly together, bitch.
Ducks fly together.
The boat behind you slowly turns, but you notice something strange. It turns to go west.
It looks like they're not deserters anymore. They've chosen a side.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
Working with that ice woman, I suppose.
Maybe they're trying to change anyone that might be pursuing.
Or maybe we've been got.
Either that or they've been given a job by Miss Hawk.
Oh yes, what happened? How was that meeting of yours?
Meaning?
Oh, music.
Oh, didn't you go in there and talk with her alone?
Oh, yeah. Just the double talk and, the talk that all nobles know, where you say many words, but they don't actually mean anything.
Yes, I know that well.
Yeah.
Alright.
We absolutely bored Caven to death, and he ended up leaving.
Really?
Owen kind of grins. Yep. I thought you'd be better at it, but I guess not. I thought you'd have some training.
How long does this last? This is a lot more water than I thought it was. There's a lot.
Well, hopefully we get there soon, otherwise we're all going to drown.
Far away. Like,
it is. I really don't want to keep casting this. I'm hoping we can get there within an hour, otherwise I hope you can swim, Caven, and your hair won't sputter out.
I'm sure I'll manage. I've dealt with more dangerous stuff than this.
I don't think that he will die from water. He's not a fire elemental.
Are you sure about that?
I think from what I've read, you Genasi, right? Okay. Are you okay over there, Malakard? It's a little rocky, no?
If I dip down and try to splash Caven, would Water Walk allow me to do that, or would I just hit the water with my fingers and it would be like hitting the floor?
Find out.
I have no fucking clue about the intricacies.
Spell
you can't have water fights.
If you're in the water and if you're in water when you cast it, it makes you ascend to the surface. So I feel like you can force yourself into it. It gives you a very high buoyancy, is what it gives
Okay.
you.
So I can splash cave in.
That would be my interpretation of it. You probably will have to make it like a triangle though, to like wedge it in, right? It's gonna resist you upon initially, but you'll be able to scoop some out.
I imagine Owen tries to splash cave in to see if his hair goes out, but like in trying to make that kind of wedge, he kind of falls backwards and lands on his ass in the water. And he goes, okay. No one saw that.
The Rocky
That's-
Apollo Creed in the waves.
Regardless, after 30 or so minutes, you do reach the sand of the shore.
Oh, thank God.
We made it. We are the other side, and we've saved several weeks of travel from what we sacrificed for that.
Fresh ground. Dry land.
We almost got frozen to death too, actually. And blown up. And stabbed. And eaten.
I did get blown up. Thank you very much.
Well,
I want to put that out there.
Glad you're not permanently hurt and you're okay.
He said we had to keep going this way and we should hit the road. Do we need a cover story for when we get to town?
Oh.
We may need to hide our weapons a bit. If we look too battle ready, we might be not indoctrinated, we might be shanghaied quite readily.
Well, luckily I don't have any. I mean, all I have is my dagger, so I think that will not be too incriminating.
Yeah.
But we
so
do need the means to protect ourselves. It's not just, merchants on the road. I mean, there are creatures.
Well, I don't tend to use my scimitar too much anyways. So I'm just gonna roll up my scimitar in my bedroll so it doesn't look too conspicuous. Put my shield behind my backpack so you can't really see it. I don't want to look like an adventurer.
Alrighty.
So the goal here is, we are going to hit the road and then we are heading more north? Is
I
that
actually
right?
don't even know where they left us.
Right.
Should have asked for them to point out a place on the map.
So, we just need to get to, continue northward.
Until we hit a road.
Right. Find out where we are and then we can maneuver towards Corman Store, is what you said? Owen?
Yes, we have to head up the north towards Kormenthor, or if there's any way for me to check on the family estate, perhaps near the Dales.
And
I don't know.
Malakard, now that we are on the other side of the water.
I look over at Malakard. I don't know how quickly you need to save your. I don't know who had the bounty. You said it was either you or your family or some friends. I don't know how time sensitive that is. But if we need to head up towards the ruins immediately, then I mean, if we have to stop at my estate on the way down, that can be done.
Sounds fascinating.
Whatever suits your fancy.
Owen kind of squints his eyes at Malakard, but doesn't say anything. Well, I mean, we better start walking.
So we keep walking northward towards the road.
All right. So as you begin to progress and head forward, you do enter quite a forested area, and this continues for some time until eventually, in the distance, you can see a dilapidated house, a gazebo that seems to be overgrown with vines curling up every pillar of it, and a small bridge that covers a pass that you could probably just cross anywhere. The water doesn't seem deep, at least not anymore. It's flowing super slow too. And it is getting quite late.
So did we make it to the road or not? We're just in the forest right now.
No, you're not at the road. So if the plan went if the plan went successful, you guys should have landed about somewhere in this area right here. You're not gonna reach the road for a good while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then let's just go ahead and take shelter at this dwellings then, unless we want to just sleep under the stars.
I'll check out the gazebo.
Man, at this point, I can't.
Oh,
Oh wait, we're coming from that way.
Yes, you're coming from the south side of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting to wish.
And this
we
is a
would've kept
broken
one.
bridge.
It's not broken, it's just a stone
Oh,
bridge.
we got a map.
There's
I'm
also
starting
there's
to wish
sparse
we would have
trees.
kept one or two of the rations. I'm not looking forward to eating good berries until we can get to a city.
Oh, your good berries are delicious. Stop. I go underneath the bridge.
You know
Under
how
the bridge or
bridges-
on the bridge?
Hell,
He's going on.
we're okay. To be clear, because I'm a little bit confused. We're still on water, or we're walking through the forest?
No, you're on land
No,
now.
We're on land.
Missed that one really badly.
Really bad.
Yeah. Whoa.
Like a million miles away, right?
Yeah. He like
Uh,
so he like, oh, we're not on water anymore.
I thought we were still walking on water, for Christ's sake. But we're not.
No.
Okay, we're on land, we're walking through the forest, and we come across a bridge going over what? Water, or just
Yeah.
Shallow-
it's
a
like
shallow
like
river.
It's a small shallow river, yeah.
small, shallow
And-
river?
and
That's
it's made
what
of
caught me off
stone.
guard. I was thinking, like, water. Okay. So, how high is the bridge? And, like, is it elevated, or
It's like 10 feet, maybe maybe somewhere around 10 to 12 feet.
And to get a bigger picture here, behind the bridge or across the bridge is this? Because I just want to make sure that
They're across from you.
Yeah, we're right here where our tokens are, and this is the bridge in front of us. Here's the shallow river.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something more of like they're on the other side of the bridge
Does
or
this
something. You
does
just
this
throw
like
them
look like an abandoned farm that's been decaying?
Yeah, it does look like someone tried to start a farm or a household out here and something went wrong. It looks like the land just kind of overcame the house. It crumbled on one side.
Is there a road, or at least signs of a road?
There's like a bit of a dirt trail, but it's overgrown at this point. Like the bushes seem to have come onto it.
Is there a roll that check I can make to kind of determine how long ago would I have considered there to have been sentience in this area?
You can roll
Survival, maybe?
an investigation.
There's sentience in the area now, Arlani.
Investigate. Yeah, but alright.
We've gotten here.
Fuck's sake. Investigation. Well, that's a +6. That's a 10.
It just doesn't look like someone's lived in the house for some amount of time, long enough that they let vines grow up the walls.
Right. Okay.
I'll
Part-
go up to this. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna just say like, yes, a part of the roof is like probably dilapidated in a bit. Part of the walls maybe collapsed. Right. So.
That does appear to be the case on the opposite side. This side just has like a big moss hill kind of over the top of it.
We do still need to find somewhere to stay. It's getting pretty late.
Alright, well,
I'll check the bridge side. Just kind of lean over and look under it. Anything like?
Roll me a perception.
Alright.
God, what is with your huge dice?
Hard to see.
The bone dice are not either.
Oh.
7 plus. I think it's just,
What's that?
this was like normal, so it's just 7.
You notice that there seems to be some sort of blockage down below. The water's having trouble flowing through. Maybe a big rock, some mud under it.
Okay, but nothing like underneath the bridge, or the bridge looks pretty stable.
Well, I mean, there's this big mossy mud rock. Seems to be 2 of them.
All right.
How about which side's the block? Is the river going? Is it going this way?
Yeah, I put this rock here to show that the water is going that way.
Okay. So this is north. That means the water's going west. Got it. All right. Well, 1, 2, walking across the bridge. Because there's
Alright, what's everyone else doing as Arlani starts to walk across the
I
bridge?
want to get across down.
no
Yeah, I would be following behind them.
no reason to be suspicious of this. So just walk across
Yeah.
the bridge.
Arlani, put your token down. Stop it. Stop moving while I'm trying to narrate or while I'm asking what others are doing.
Stop doing it.
Stop it with your
Rude.
token play.
Rude. Anyways, Malakard, what are you doing? You haven't moved. Are you following? Are you?
I get up to around here. How tall is from us to the bridge?
Do you mean just how much does it arc upwards?
Well, I was talking about if the bridge were to fall, how far?
like-
it would...
12 feet.
Hey, look, Arlani, a gazebo. Do you want a gazebo?
I want to walk over here, look over the side. Is there anything out of the ordinary underneath the bridge? Like maybe there's a troll hanging on the bottom
Would
side
you
of the
roll
bridge.
me a perception?
Okay.
Boy, that's just it feels like when the DM illustrates something, players suddenly go on alert, and
Arlani, do
not
you know what a
quite what
gazebo
our
is?
characters would feel, but we as the players.
Okay, I would walk a bridge going to 2 houses that are completely abandoned, an abandoned farm when we just got out of a boat during a war. Yes, my character would be, perfectly fine of walking over 18.
18. That's pretty good.
My character is just excited to see a
Wait,
gazebo.
why did I hear dice roll? Hold on. Wait.
All right.
What do you think? It's clearly the 2 rocks below where trolls are about to be ambushed.
So as you're looking at these 2 large mossy rocks, you do notice what looks like fingers drag in, and before you can shout a warning, or as you shout a warning, the hand grabs onto the edge of the bridge, and on either side, on the other end, 2 large trolls stand up.
Oh my god.
Stop. Wait a minute.
There they are.
And the troll speaks in common. It says, "Who dares run across the Gore Twins Bridge?"
Taking back pedal steps.
No, Brad, stop moving your token while
She's backing up. Backing up.
No.
Hands up. Ah!
No, she's not backing up.
What do you mean? I'm gonna back up.
Because next session we're gonna roll initiative,
Hello,
and then I'll decide what
gentlemen.
happens.
You ain't going nowhere.
Gortuk and Goruk. Okay.
Gortuk.
Gonna just back up a bit if that's
I was
possible.
so excited to show you what a gazebo was. God damn it.
You'll get your. There's no way that you guys are definitely gonna lose to these 2. Definitely. Anyways,
Okay.
thanks for watching, guys.
That seems
Have-
so forced.
Have you had gazebos in hell, Arlani?
That's very oddly.
Yes, actually.
That's very specifically asked question. Very weird. Hell,
But
what is this
also-
hell? All right, so thank you for tuning in tonight.
But
for
also
watching.
extremely correct, because that's where Ericon met with the 3
Yes,
of them.
correct. Yeah, you're right. Yes. We were all right. So, thank you for playing. Thank you for DMing. And remember, don't trust the Dungeon Master. Good night.